Not so sure if we can hear the audio right now from the floor, but my name is Noel Zarate, aka Commish Erms, and this is our usual Thursday night habit here at Masters Poker Live. I cannot hear the audio at the table, so I hope you can, because we're going to be taking you down to around a little bit past 1, probably tonight, for our Masters Poker Live. Once again, this is the stakes are 5,100 in this one, and we have a few players who bought in for the max would be a 50,000. So the 50,000 max buy-in was bought in by Pierre in seat number 3 of France. And you can see him right there. And then also buying in for 50,000 would be WK from Singapore. So we'll get to know all of these players in just a bit. AK is in seat number 1. He's a 30-year-old businessman from Japan. Bought in for 20,000. Jin from Korea is 38 years old, and he bought in for 20K as well. You can see Pierre there in the white cap. I'm not quite sure if that's the Royal Guard jacket that he's wearing. But he is 55 years old. He's in the real estate business. He did buy in for the max of 50,000. Choy in seat number 4, only 5,000. And Steve, and he's a pro. Where is that? There, Choy. That doesn't look like 50,000. So Steve is a pro. He bought in for 30,000. I still cannot hear the audio. What's going on at the table right now? So hopefully you can. And this is hand number 2 already. Gut shot here from Marcus. And Marcus is in seat number 9. His C-bet is going to take the pot down. So continuing, Steve is a pro. He's from Korea, and he's in seat number 5. Yusuke from Japan, 35 years old, and he's an accounting assistant. Bought in for 15,000. The minimum, of course, is 5,000 here. WK, as we mentioned, he's a translator from Singapore. Bought in for the max at 50,000. Bob Kim is back. He's in seat number 8. He bought in for 30,000. There he is, Bob Kim in the cap with the letter G on it. Marcus, he's back. IT specialist from Singapore.
Icon.
Got 3 players in this one. Now we have a flop of ace 8-8, so Pierre's hit top pair. He's actually got 2 pair right now with a 9 kicker. And he is going to continue with a bet of 1,000. At white chip is going to take it down. So far, no big action here. Flop. Somebody bets, and there's going to be a fold. I'm going to update you on some movements here. We are live at the Masters Poker Club.
Very silent.
Yeah, so I listened to the stream. You guys can actually hear the table audio. I cannot. So I hope our technical team can be able to fix this, for me at least, because you guys are getting the best of everything. Can't really hear what's going on in the conversation because I have no audio at the table.
400?
No sugar. Yes. Yeah. And then you say 400, no? Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. What?
So we got a call from Pierre in the +2. Stephen the hijack makes it a raise to 400 with 10-8 suited. Still early in the night. Bob Kim has not rekindled his relationship with San Miguel yet. So Pierre, who limped, is going to make a call with ace high. And ace on the window. In fact, 2 pair now for Pierre. He decides to check, lay down the trap. It is a flush draw, though, for Steve. So this could get interesting.
1,000 raise.
2 pair versus a flush draw. Check raise, and then a call by Steve. And now a full house for Pierre.
I check.
How about that? A check raise check. Steve's going to check behind, try to save some money. A bad card would be a spade on the river. It is not. So complete miss here by Steve.
1-5.
And this bet is going to take it down. 1,500 from the Frenchman. And Steve, the pro from Korea, can't even bluff his way out of this right now. He can try, but he's going to lose a lot of chips. I mean, Pierre had it locked on the turn.
I call.
That's a fold.
Oh, nice hand, no?
So Pierre is in the lead early, bought in for the max, and he's up now to 57,400 after that bloated pot. Once again, this is Masters Poker Live, and if you guys are in the vicinity, I know it's raining where I am at least, you can actually come over to the Masters Poker Club at Bocobo Street in Malate, Manila, open every day starting 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. And it is very, very near the Remedios Circle. In a while, I'm going to discuss how we came about this group of 9 gentlemen, all from outside of the Philippines, to complete this featured table for tonight. Got the Fish King coming in for 500. I want to see if he's really playing 5,000 because that's going to be different. The way Choy's been playing. Yeah, he's really playing 5,000. That's amazing. He's on an experiment mode right now. Choy in the white shirt usually buys in for the max. He usually blows off most of them. Couple of weeks already though. He's been up. He's been playing well.
Try to bluff me, huh?
So let's see if he can sustain that with the very, very short stack. Bought in for the minimum. This is unlike Choy. Once again, these 9 players, actually the system that we have here at the Masters Poker Club is that you have to register before 7:15 p.m. All right, the stream starts at 8. And when you've registered there, the players will draw lots for the first 9 players that will be featured on the stream. Meaning those who weren't selected, they're now on a wait list. They're probably playing downstairs. This way, everybody would be able to have a chance, even after working hours. So we got a raise, call, and trips on the flop for Bob Kim. It's going to be Steve leading out, though. Bob Kim with just a call. He's got trips. Steve decides to check. Let's see if Bob Kim tries to put more value into this. Just a small bet of 500, but I think Steve gets the message. So Bob Kim, who came in tonight for 30K. It's a modest profit from that hand. You can call him a veteran of this table. He's been here about 5 streams already. So with Marcus and Choy in seat number 4. See what's going on with the comment section right now. Got 43 players watching, and you have audio. I don't. So you're hearing all the table sounds right now. Yusuke coming from the +2 makes it a raise with Ace-Jack suited. Marcus interested with King-Jack of diamonds. He is in position. So he's going to make the call. And everybody gets out of the way. Let's see. Fish King has also joined with 8-7. He's so live, but not anymore with a flop of King, Queen, 5. That's going to give Marcus the lead, although that's a monochrome board. Gut shot, though, for Yusuke. He decides to check. Marcus is in position against everybody. Of course, Choy was the straddler, so he's going to see where he's at right now with a bet of 900. Fish King just defending his big blind. Now, Yusuke has a decision to make here. He has a gut shot, needs a 10 for a straight. Does not have any hearts, though. He does not have a redraw except for the gut shot. So Marcus with top pair. Marcus usually plays it straightforward if you've been watching a few of our streams before. When he's got it, he bets hard. That time, of course, you'd be afraid of somebody calling you with a heart, but he had top pair, took a shot, nobody fired back. So once again, this is our continuing Thursday night habit. We missed you a couple of weeks ago, though, because Typhoon Karina really flooded Metro Manila. I mean, if you guys are watching from another country, you saw exactly what happened to the Philippines. So that was 2 weeks ago. So last week, of course, we tried to get my good buddy Gab Barreto to be the commentator, lady commentator for a change, because I was stuck in some airport in China when the whole thing was going down, and apparently some technical difficulties seized that, but at least you still got to watch the entire stream. But now we're in full force. Just need to hear what's going on at the table. Of course, our tech team is on it right now. So we got the situation folded to 8K in the cutoff with the King 7 of clubs. He's going to make the raise. Folded to you, make a raise, rinse and repeat. No callers. So 8K, the 30-year-old businessman from Japan. I'm pretty sure it's his first time here at our featured table. Again, we have no Filipinos here. We have a representation from Japan. We got two players. We got 8K and Yusuke in seat 6 from Japan. Two players from Singapore, WK in seat number 7. Barely so you can see his left hand. And of course, Marcus in seat 9 from Singapore. And the two crazy Koreans are still there. We got Bob Kim and Choy, the Fish King. But there are two more Koreans, Jin in seat 2. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, only one more Korean, though. Jin in seat 2. And the Frenchman, by the way, Pierre in seat number 3. Looks like he's coming out of the Sgt. Pepper's album with what he's wearing right now. No callers. He's actually got the biggest stack right now. So wherever you're watching us from, guys, there are 46 of you already watching us live on our Facebook stream for Masters Poker live here Thursday night. Noel Zarate still bringing you the action, a.k.a. Commish Erms. Tell us where you're watching us from, and we will be sure to acknowledge you in the chat. Bob Kim, he's had an up and down career in this stream. As we mentioned, Marcus in the red jacket from Singapore, he actually does play straight forward. Pretty much a solid player. You can actually call him a rock with the way he's been playing. Up, we got a first actual hand here, but AK's not going to get any customers with his pocket jacks. So AK's made a few moves. Has not gotten anybody to tangle with him at this point. But if you want to do some tangling, we got the 25, 50, 50, 100, 100, 200 tables going on downstairs. Come on over to the Masters Poker Live here at J. Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. Open every day from 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. And if you want to be part of the stream, you have to be here by 7:15 and register. Before 7:15 is even better. Then you get to draw lots, and then the 9 players chosen are the first 9 who are going to be showing up here. And if you're on a wait list of some sort, you can just play downstairs And then let's see what happens next. Pocket nines now for Bob Kim. Makes a raise. Gets a customer. How about Fish King? With his very, very short stack, he did buy in for the minimum. He has gone all in here with ace five of diamonds. And Bob says, what the heck are you doing playing a short stack? He makes the call. Pierre's going to make the fold. So we got pocket nines against ace five. Live suit for Fish King. Of course, an ace is going to help him. Not quite sure if he's going to stick to this strategy the whole night of playing the minimum buy-in. Let's see if he can outflop Bob Kim. Well, he's hit a five. Gives him more outs. Three on the turn won't help. He needs an ace. That's not going to do it. So a reload and the offing now for Fish King. Again, that strategy, I'm not sure if he's going to stick to that the whole night. Marcus finds that amusing. That Choy is actually playing the minimum.
No twice. Every time once.
And you can see there in seat 7. That is WK from Singapore, one of the two Singaporeans here. So Bob Kim is flanked now by two Singaporeans. Not quite sure if they know each other. I'm sure there's a conversation ongoing right now.
Okay. We can choose.
Okay. Me, I like only once. Only once.
Me too. Only once.
Twice.
On we go to hand number 11. Wow. Reload for 5,000. This time he picks up pocket tens, talking about Choy. AK with a raise from early with 8-7 off. It's going to work, except that Steve did make the call with ace queen, so it's a coin flip for the first reload of the Fish King. And the two Koreans going at it. Jack, Jack, deuce. Good flop. Oh, another jack. That's a full house. And a full house on the river. A higher full house for Steve. So Fish King is going to have to reload yet again. So it looks like he's sticking to his strategy of going minimum all the time. See how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minimum again. No, for some people that actually works. That's their grind. They join these big tables and buy in for the minimum. Pretty soon you're going to see them with a big sack. I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the case for Choy tonight, but he is enjoying his mango shake. Our chip runners are gracious enough to still give him some change for his minimum buy-in. It's Steve opening here. He just made the call, though. Now, Steve is the pro. He's declared himself as a poker pro here. And we're going to have... Is this WK really making the raise? To 500 with 5 tray of spades. And he gets a customer in Bob Kim. Must have sensed something there. Pierre with the unsuited connectors is going to join. And Steve says, let's party. 4 weird hands to this flop. It's a raised pot. 2,100 already in the middle. The flop is ace on the window. That's ace, king, jack, 2 diamonds. Steve and Bob both hit the ace. This looks like a chop for them, although there's a gut shot for Pierre if a queen comes off. And how about this? WK, who's got nothing to do with this flop, is still going to be the aggressor on the button. Coming in for 1,000. Now Pierre has to determine if he wants to chase his gut shot. He won't. So Steve with a very bad kicker for his ace. Actually, Bob Kim got out of there already. Turn card's a 7. That's 2 pair for Steve. And he's going to make the slide check. Check behind now for WK. River card's a 10. So 1 card straight. Let's see if WK tries to make a play at this. It all depends on the size of the bet that WK is going to come in. He decides to give up. Now Steve is going to show his ace. That's actually 2 pair for Steve. So he's picking up some steam right now. And once again, thank you for joining us for our continuing coverage of Masters Poker Live. And this is live from the Masters Poker Club in J. Bocobo Street in Malate, Manila. My name is Commish Erms. Noel Zarate.
No, isn't it? No? Everybody's shy
Yeah,
to speak.
I'm so shy.
I raise.
It has been entertaining so far, but not the usual fireworks because Choy, who's sipping his mango shake right now, he's decided to employ a different strategy. Instead of buying in for the max, which is 50,000, he's already fired 2 bullets of 5,000 each.
Why? Why?
And he's trying to build on that right now. So
You know?
another takedown there without any opposition from Pierre.
Monster hand.
Monster hand, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
monster.
take later.
Very big hand.
All right, while they're fixing the audio on my end, let's see what's going on in our chat right now. Thank you for watching us, folks. All right, 47 of you already in there. Tell us where you're watching us from. We'll acknowledge you while they fix the slight technical problems. No big issue, really. I'm going to continue talking. I don't know if I'm talking over anyone, though. Pierre is going to make a raise. 300. Steve with just a cold call with ace queen. WK might come in for something here. He just elects to call. No, he's actually made a 3-bet to 1,500. That's usually a squeeze when you see some dead money there. Pierre, though, does have a pocket pair, but he's grossly out of position.
I'm a very disciplined player, so I will fold.
Lets it go after saying something. Steve, though, is going to see a flop with his ace queen. Live cards for WK. It's them again. Flop comes queen, jack, 9. Top pair for Steve with the ace kicker. And a gut shot with a middle pair for WK. Turn cards at 10. There is your straight for WK. Steve can still catch up if a king comes on the river, but now WK has to make him pay. It's a rainbow board, no less. So Steve will now be drawing. If he intends to continue, he will not. There's a 1-card straight out there, and obviously WK had one of those components. A king or an 8 would have done it. But the Singaporean gets some of his money back
straddle.
from the Korean.
Come on, let's go. Let's straddle. Four. But I run it once only.
From the +1, as we move on to hand 16, Steve has made a raise to 600 with the king queen suited, the royal couple as they call him, and the straddler has folded. That will be Choy, the short stack at the table, who's employing that short stack strategy today. Might bleed chips, especially in the blinds, with the blinds, of course, at 50, 100. So he's effectively playing 50 big blinds. Everybody else is playing hundreds of big blinds, so got to pick and choose your spots. Choy now is on the big blind. No straddle. Steve is under the gun. WK picking up a raising hand. He's got ace jack offsuit. Raises to 350. So those yellow chips, I believe, are 100 each. Gonna have a re-raise here from AK to 1100 with pocket queens. AK in the cutoff. Ace jack, a nice hand to raise with. Not quite sure if it's a hand that you want to call without a position. So he will make the call. WK versus AK. Bunch of Ks going at it. This is a problem now for WK because he's flopped top pair with an ace kicker. He's got two pair actually, but AK's got higher two pair with a pair of queens. And this is going to be costly for WK unless an ace or a jack comes on the turn. It does not. It's a 9. WK is going to continue to bleed here. Obviously, WK or AK does not put WK, a bunch of Ks we're talking about here. Obviously, he's not putting him on a 6. 2,000, I'm telling you, WK needs a jack or an ace to get out of this. It's not going to happen. Now, AK, for that matter, now might decide to check behind because he's been called on all streets. So, damage control for WK got away with just calling and not overplaying his top pair. Lost the minimum there to AK. Again, a hand like ace-jack gets into trouble a lot of times, especially out of position. They call that the gap concept. Ace-jack is a great hand to raise with, not quite a good hand to call with, especially calling a 3-bet out of position, because you could easily be running against hands like ace-king, ace-queen. And in this case, a pocket pair that's higher. You flop top pair. Again, WK was very lucky to just lose 4,000 in that hand. So let me see. The chips, the orange chips are worth 25, and the pink chips are worth 100. The blue chips are worth 1,000, and the red chips are worth 5,000. Okay, just to make that clear. So you can actually read the raises. I want to say hi to Rico de la Cruz, the guy who wears a suit in tournaments because he says he's going to work. Well, the legends out there, especially Rico de la Cruz, longtime player. So we're moving on to the next hand. Not much action so far here. We're just trying to feel each other out. Bob Kim is usually the action supplier at this table, but he has not ordered a San Miguel yet, San Miguel beer yet. When he does, he doesn't need San Miguel for this. First time we're seeing rockets tonight. Pocket aces for Bob Kim. Makes a raise to 300. Did he just drive everyone away? No, Steve is going to speculate with Jack 10 offsuit from the small blind. Be a bad card if a jack or a 10 came out. And now he's got an open-ended straight draw. So Steve ain't going anywhere after one street. Here's the C-bet. C-bet's to 600. Steve isn't going anywhere. He's got an open-ender. Needs an ace or a 9. Turn card's a 4. Steve continues to draw. Now Bob Kim, does he sense his opponent is on a draw? Because if so, he's going to have to put a lot more pressure than just 600. Could this be enough? 1,600 this time. It's getting a little pricey for Steve. He does not even have a redraw on the turn, but he is sticky. Yeah, there's a lot of money down there already. 5,100 in the middle. Needs an ace or a 9. It's a 9, but it's a heart. Can he donk now? Let's see if he donks, because if he checks, Bob Kim might just check behind. See if he donks for value. Decision time now for Bob, because there's a 5,000 chip in there. 6,500. He has overbet the pot. Tough to fold aces, but look at the texture of this board. 3 hearts. Straight got there, which is exactly what Steve has. Again, that barrel on the flop was 600, followed by 1,600. Just made the pot bigger, and still Steve stuck around. What a fold by Bob Kim. Not quite sure if you can see he misplayed his aces there. He did barrel on both streets, but the donk bet on the river told him something. It was an overbet on the river. I mean, he more than the flop, or more than the pot, rather. So this is a little bit of redemption here for the Korean Steve. Aces got cracked, but nobody knows it, because Bob Kim did let it go. That's also the instinct that we're talking about with Bob Kim. He's such a solid player that he always senses that if he's behind, then he's behind. He's made a raise now with pocket eights. I mean, folding aces there, it's not an easy thing, especially for amateur players. But, you know, a guy with the skill level of Bob Kim can lay it down, and he did. So Bob's going to have 3 customers with his pocket eights, and the flop comes 10-5-4. We got an open-ender for Pierre from France. Steve now with top pair with the ace kicker. And Bob has second pair. He decides to check it. Pierre has already bet on the come with this open-ender for 1,000. Steve has raised it now to 2,500. Bob's going to fold, and Pierre now is a buyer. Needs an ace or a 6. Deuce isn't going to do it. Decides to check behind. Decides to check, rather. Steve's going to apply more pressure. Does Pierre stick around? He's got a lot of chips. He's actually the chip leader. 3,500. Gotta love the bet sizing of Steve as well. Remember, it was Pierre who check raised. So now he's donated a bit more. Pot is now 13,350. Needs an ace or a 6. It will not get there. A king on the river. And it goes check, check, as Steve has showdown value. So a pair of deuces, not good enough against a pair of 10s for Steve. So Pierre is back to where he started tonight. Up to 50,000, which is his buy-in. And Steve now turning a profit. Steve bought in for 30K, so he's up about 2,000
Face come, you
after that hand.
patay. Boom.
Really gotta love the Sergeant Pepper's look for Pierre. And for those of you who don't understand the Sergeant Pepper look it up. Val Candes is back. Hello and shout out to everyone, he says. And Iho is saying, Talonges lang katapat yan. Yeah, there are no Filipinos here, Mr. Iho. Marcus under the gun, pocket sixes. So the standard raise here at this table so far has been 300. Pierre loves playing these little suited connectors. He's made a 3-bet to 1,300 with Trey Deuce and Yusuke. Welcome to the party. For the newbie from Japan, an accounting assistant has made a 4-bet with his aces. Marcus looked pretty to begin with. Now let's see what Pierre does. This is the first time Yusuke has moved. And Yusuke is only playing 15,000. And Pierre will respect that. So the second time we've gotten aces, he won't even show it though. So it looks like everybody's won a pot already. If you're wondering what Choy's got, he's in seat number 4, still sipping on what's left of that mango shake. He's employed a different strategy tonight, if you're just joining us. Choy usually, the Fish King usually comes in for the max. And today the max is 50,000 because the blinds are 100. I'll make that 5,100. But today, Choy has bought in for the minimum, 50 bigs, 5,000. And he's already had 2 reloads. So he's technically playing 15,000 right now with his stack. AK came in for 20,000. Already up a bit. Pierre losing a bit from his 50,000. And this is the short stack strategy as Pierre makes a raise. Fish King goes all in. All in for 43 and change. And Marcus has got pocket queens. Now, he's not really concerned about Fish King. He's concerned about the raise by Pierre. It looks like a 4-bet is in order to isolate Fish King. Yeah, it's more of Pierre because Pierre got him covered. He just flats it. This could draw Pierre in. Pierre's going to be in the sandwich, but he's only up against... decides to just let it go. Ace Queen versus Queens. Good fold by Pierre, but he was live.
King 9 of spades. Ace 9 of spades.
So let's see if Marcus hangs on or can Choy outflop the Singaporean. Nope, he's outflopped him. That's a good fold from Pierre. Oh, another ace. How about that? Just needs a queen and a queen alone. It's not going to happen. So just like that, the short stack strategy of Choy, the Fish King, has already netted him a profit of 48.50. He is playing 15,000 though. He's got a ways to go, but that's a good start for the double up. I'm telling you, Marcus only plays premium hands. That time he got outdrawn. Let's see if Choy goes all in again in the next premium hand he sees. He's got about what, 92 bigs. Eights for Jin. He has decided to join up from under the gun. No raise though, but now Yusuke's got kings. He's made the raise. And Jin decides to flat it. Fish King making a call with his short stack, and that's going to draw Steve in with his King 9 of diamonds. So suddenly a bloated pot from out of nowhere. Here comes the flop of Queen, 5-4, and Fish King is going to be in trouble here. Just picks up some chips, makes the C bet. Little does he know that Yusuke has a higher pocket pair.
1,400.
Opens, leads out for 1,400. Yusuke, does he just flat this? He does. That could scare Jin away. Jin does fold. Turn card to Jack. And now Choy, the Fish King. They're looking. Look at Yusuke looking over at his minuscule stack. 7,200 behind. He's going to put him all in. And believe it or not, Fish King can still walk away from this, but I don't quite know if he can because he played Queen 3 for a reason. He hit top pair. Could be out kicked. That's one thing. Opponent might already have 2 pair. Not out of it, though. He needs a 3. He's going to gamble. Yep. Top pair. No match for Pocket Kings here. It's a 3 or queen. No such thing. So reload again for the Fish King as Yusuke has now more than doubled up his initial buy-in of 15,000. Well, almost doubled up his initial buy-in of 15,000. So Choy will now be playing 20 if he comes in for the minimum again. He decides to just take a break. Not quite sure if Choy's going to come back, but he is being demiked. Yeah, I want to say hi to Hazel Timonera, who's also watching, one of the great lady players from the Philippines. Honored to have you here. Hazel is very dangerous at the table, especially in the women's events. WK makes the opening from the hijack position with King Queen off. No customers. Once again, this is Masters Poker Live from the Masters Poker Room here in J. Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. Come on over. If you are in the area, or even if you're not in the area, it's what time is it right now? 9:38 p.m. local time. Tell us where you're watching us from, anywhere in the world, and we'll be glad to acknowledge your presence here. My name is Noel Zarate, aka Commish Erms. Fresh off the plane from China, folks. It was 3 trips or 3 plane rides to get back here. But back to the grind we go. Bob Kim still waiting for something to happen. Aces now for Jin. It's a blind versus blind. Makes an absurd raise.
All in to win 100 pesos. Are you serious?
You can call it anyway.
Of course not. I will not call.
You kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so unfortunate to get it folded to you in the small blind. You have aces. And the guy in the big blind with no straddle, the guy in the big blind's got squadoosh. Yeah, we got Bombing Ponzalana watching from Pandaki, right? Am I saying that right? Pandaki, Mexico, Pampanga. Thanks for watching, sir.
Nice hand anyway.
Yeah, this is a 50-100 game. And whoever's got the most chips at the end of the night wins.
Or for fun.
We have a seat open, seat number 4, where the Korean Choy Used to be. It's still open.
Fun in the Philippines.
So I'm
Okay.
seeing if there is a new player. We have not been informed yet, but Bob Kim from the +2 is going to make a raise with the fake aces, they call it. Pocket fours. AK's got queens again. How many times is he going to pick up queens
It's a raise.
and kings? He's made a 3-bet now to 1,300. Bob Kim. The one time Bob Kim decides to come in for a raise, door gets slammed on him. He's going to let it go. If you're wondering what games we got going on downstairs here at the Masters Poker Club, we got a 25-50 game. We got a 50-100. We got a 100-200 going on. I think the 100-200 is the nearest to the stairs, by the way. And don't worry about nourishment. They got really great food here. That's one of the pluses of playing at the Masters Poker Club is that the food here is exceptional. You're going to probably see them ordering food at around the 11 p.m. mark.
I don't know.
I agree, Kai Capiral, that Bob Kim does have sixth sense. He folded aces earlier, and I don't know if you saw that. He folded aces on a river bet, of course, but on a river donk bet, usually an indication of way ahead or way behind, but he did fold the aces. Bob Kim's a very skilled player. I haven't really seen anybody at this table. Well, maybe Steve is also a skilled player.
I re-raised to 1,000 pesos.
Got a raise from Marcus. Pierre makes a 3-bet to 1,000. Back to Marcus now. And Pierre's doing this from the dealer button. So Marcus again plays only the premium hands. This is in the top 10 of his range. Decides to make the call. The flop is, oh, that's 4 cards on the flop. I think they have to do the flop again because I think the dealer, I wonder what the ruling is on this. This is the first time I've seen this. The dealer picked up 4 cards. That 6 is supposed to be the burn card. Yeah, so the flop is officially Queen 10-7. 6 is the burn card. So they will not burn to the turn. Or are they doing, okay. The 4 cards, here's the ruling. The 4 cards are going to get reshuffled, or are we seeing a completely new flop? Because the way the dealer's doing it with one hand, you still know, okay, 1 got eliminated. And now that is the official flop. It is Queen 7-6. Changes nothing, though, for these players. Queen 7-6 with 2 clubs. It'll go check, check, it appears. Turn cards of 4. Nobody's picked up a redraw. The 10 should be the burn card. Well, they reshuffled it, Val, so it was the turn card after the reshuffle. Pierre decides that, you know, Marcus has missed. He's going to fire at it, and Marcus will let it go. So Pierre is showing some skill as well here. First time I'm seeing him at this table. And since he bought in for the maximum, he is actually going to be quite the bully against some of the shorter stacks. So he takes it down with that bet. That's the first time I've seen that happen when the dealer picks up the cards, and instead of 3 cards on the flop, it becomes 4 cards. So not quite sure what the ruling is here. So we do have a new player at the table. Wonder who this is. We'll get information on him in just a bit.
Japanese? Konnichiwa.
But what we do know is that you are watching Masters Poker Live every Thursday right here at the Masters Poker Club. Noel Zarate, Commissioner, still bringing you the action. As we got Bob Kim raising it up with ace-5 of diamonds. It's the hand I busted out with just earlier in the tournament. Everybody folding. Except for Jin, who's going to make a speculative call from the +3. with 8-6 of diamonds. So the flop now is a 10-4-3. He's got a flush draw and a gut shot, straight flush draw for Bob Kim, and he's going to continue. Jin's going to need running cards. Let's see if he sticks around or turns his hand into a bluff. He won't. So Bob Kim picking up a modest pot of 550. Who looks like a Japanese, Jovan? We do have a couple of Japanese players at this table. Oh, the new one. I probably you're talking about the new guy. When the graphic hits, we will find out who he is. As of now, his name is a mystery, as is his nationality. There, the guy in the black cap. Spewing as well. Got to get his name in just a bit. It's hard to determine. I mean, how do you know that he's Japanese and not Korean or not Chinese? Masato. Right on, Jovan. You got him. Masato is a Japanese name. 2 callers, no raise so far. Pierre from the +3, limping in. Called by Steve. Small blind makes a raise, though, from WK. Trying to get a little crafty here. And his image was able to take down that pot of 300. Remember earlier when he played kings, when he played aces? Or rather queens and played aces. So the new player in seat number 4, Masato from Japan, in the black hat. And Mark is saying no smoking or vaping in some card rooms, perhaps, but this is an enclosed, what do you call this, a studio setup here. So I guess these players are allowed to do that. But in usual card rooms, you are right, Mark. No smoking or vaping allowed. There was a time when it was allowed, but you had to step away from the table. I remember at the old airport casino Filipino, where they had ashtrays just away from the table. So when you fold your hand, you can step away. When the Resorts World put in their poker room, there was no smoking, period. And you had to leave the poker area to do the smoking in another part of the casino. Now most card rooms, they ban smoking, even vaping, which is a good thing. So we got a raise from Bob Kim from the small blind, trying to make the squeeze. Masato with the pocket 3, still going to call. And Yusuke now, looks like he's getting a good price here. Decides not to, although he was in position. Little does Bob Kim know he's in a coin flip against Masato. And the flop is Queen 10-7. Yusuke with a flop bottom pair. So Bob Kim with nothing. We'll continue. 3 overcards to the pocket pair of Masato. Does he sense that he's being bluffed? He's new to this table. Not quite sure if he knows how Bob Kim plays. Wow, he's still going to make the call. 3 overcards on the board. Turn card is a 9. Now this gives Bob Kim a legit straight draw. Needing an 8, but he decides to check. Masato would probably be checking behind here unless he turns his hand into a bluff. He does not. He figures he's ahead. Fires 1,000. Now Bob Kim, if he sticks around, is going to need an 8, a 6, or a 5. Not quite sure if he knows that. Decides to fold. Boy, Masato smelling a rat and cashing in. All right, Val was explaining something about the the flop earlier, where the dealer actually flopped 4 cards. He says the 10 with the 4th was the 4th card. As you open, it will come to a first card. When you do a sample with 4 cards, as you flip, okay, that's pretty. I believe you, sir. Yeah, Mark's saying, but some players are not smokers. Well, the vape thing right now, of course, doesn't affect the non-smokers as much as cigarettes used to. That's probably why they're allowing it here. Giovanni saying Masato is good. Yeah, judging by the way he played that hand. That's a small sample size, but he was able to get it done. Yusuke folded to him on the hijack. He's got queen jack off suit. Decides to make a raise. Now Marcus on the small blind with king nine of clubs. This is not in his range, but he decides to just give it a whirl. AK getting a good price, but he will not venture any further. Live cards for Yusuke. Flop is 10, 10, 8. Yusuke still has a gut shot. He needs that 9 that Marcus has got. Marcus checks it. Yusuke with the C-bet. This should get it done. Unless Marcus tries to go for that runner-runner equation. There is one club on that board. It's a paired board. He hasn't folded yet. Got one overcard to that board. He decides to stick around. Now an ace comes off. They got a double gutter now for Yusuke. He looks like he's going to take it for free. The free river card. No, he won't. He's actually improved from a gut shot to a double gut shot. Does Marcus feel he's ahead? Because he actually is. He won't continue. Yusuke is going to show that he had a double gutter, which means Marcus now knows he was ahead. Dying to see what the rabbit card was. What the river card was if he paid the rabbit. Some card rooms used to allow that. And you actually pay the dealer for the rabbit. And you get to see that card that might have spelled the difference. So once again, this is Masters Poker Live. We are broadcasting from the second floor of the Masters Poker Club in Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. For those of you who are in the area, want to come and get your share of poker action, just come on over. This joint is open until 6 a.m. If you want to be on future streams as well, on the Thursday, which is next week, you just come early, register, and your deadline's at 7:15. And by 7:15, they're going to draw lots to see who makes it to the featured table. Got a raise from 8K with pocket sixes, and Masato is going to see the flop of Queen Jack 5. Masato with a hit. AK's got a better pair though. It will go check, check. Turn card's an ace. Now that's 2 pair for Masato. AK checks again, and Masato's going to fire into this run right now. Let's see if AK's got the fortitude to continue. He does not. Masato does show the ace 5. Not much conversation going on, it appears at least, because I still can't hear the audio at the table. But I'm pretty sure you are. And for the 47 watching right now, please tell us where you're watching us from. We can give you a shout out. You can actually just leave a comment. And we'll acknowledge the comment. First to act will be Masato, who makes a raise with the ace 5 of diamonds. Bob Kim is going to speculate from the hijack with 10-9. Marcus also with a suited connector now. Bob Kim's 10-9 is not suited. Marcus with 7-6 of diamonds will fold that. So Masato is going to call Flop is king 5-10. Middle pair for Bob Kim, bottom pair for Masato. It's 2 hearts. Bob Kim's gonna fire it. Masato is gonna insta-fold the ace-5. Thought he was gonna buy at least one more look, because that's what he did earlier against AK. But on the turn, he picked up 2 pair. Masato does have the habit of showing his cards. It depends on who you talk to. Some people don't want to show cards. Some people only show one. In Masato's case, he always, the past 2 hands, he's shown his hand. Poker is a game of information. Sometimes people will pick up stuff from the way you play when you show your cards. That's the argument against showing cards, by the way. Folded to 8K. He's going to raise it up from the cutoff to 400 with king 9 off. And Jin getting a little adventurous, defending his button with 8-3. Pierre is going to make a call. It's a 3-bet actually from Jin. Pierre's going to make the call. Masato with a suited king queen. Seeing a raise and a re-raise and a call. He might think he's getting a good price to come in for this. 8K, the initial raiser, has folded. So we got the blinds against the button. Flop is Jack 10-4. That's going to be an open-ended straight draw for Masato. Pierre has picked up top pair with the ace kicker, and he's going to donk in. Masato is going to see at least one street here. The bet is to 1,500 and the call. And Jin still don't know how I 3-bet with 8-3. Turn card's a deuce. Masato is still drawing. And look at how quickly Pierre picked up the chips. And look at how quickly he gets called by Masato. River card's a 5. Pierre has checked. Let's see if Masato fires into this. Oh my goodness, he is going to fire into it. He's all in.
How much is it?
Playing 10,000. Pierre's playing 50. Masato has turned his missed draw into a major bluff. He is still spewing.
How much?
Now, if Pierre calls and he's wrong, he's going to be hit down to around 35,000. For all he know, he was up against the set. Masato could have played something like pocket 4s, pocket deuces that got stubborn, or even Jack 10. This is great pressure applied by the newbie at the table. And everybody at the table had better take a good look at that. Wow, he made Pierre fold.
Nice hand. Thank you.
Amazing play by Masato. Using aggression to his advantage. I mean, at the end of the day, you only had a pair with the ace kicker. A lot of hands could have beaten Pierre there. He decided that one of the hands in his mind is what Masato had. Pocket 4s, pocket deuces, Jack 10. So Masato making headway after just sitting down, playing 10,000, already turning a profit. First act's going to be Yusuke. Bob Kim with the insta-fold with King Jack. Hand he usually raises with. Jin says 400. Jin takes it down. Okay, today the blinds are at 5,100. We usually have the 25-50 blinds. Today, the minimum buy-in is 5,000 and the maximum is 50. And beginning the night, Pierre from France bought in for 50,000. WK from Singapore also bought in for 50,000. So only two with the max buy-in.
Maybe that's it. Set only.
It cannot be bluffed.
A lot of comments on the last hand by Pierre. Rayan is saying weak fold. He could afford it, right? He could afford to make the call and see what was up. And all in so fast by Kai Capiral. What does that mean? Is that he was bluffing? Yeah, and Oliver says, to translate it to English,
350.
the way he was putting out smoke from his vape was so fast that Pierre didn't notice that. Pierre is actually from France, by the way. And Mike Atayde is saying the quick betting psyched him out. Got two players to this pot right now. It's WK versus Jin. Jin, who was behind, now stays behind. Top pair, top kicker now for WK. Jin does not have, well, he does have a redraw to a heart if he does stay, and he will stay.
Okay, thank you.
See if that heart comes. No, another deuce does. WK might check this. That bet of about, what's that, 600? Oh, no, 1,500. Gonna make Jin fold. Jin came in for 20,000, by the way. He's down to less than 6,000. WK is also in the red at the moment. WK lists his profession as a translator. Hasn't done much talking, though, for a translator. Yeah, you're right. You know, looking at the math, Rayan Bangit, he could afford to make the call and just see what's up. If he lost, then he lost. In top pair, top kicker. It's not that you were going to be out of the game if you were wrong. I mean, he had a lot of chips. You're right. Yeah, Kai is saying not obvious in the bluffing, but again, you know, he had top pair, top kicker. Maybe worth a call, and if you're wrong, you just grind it back up. But at least you take a stand with it instead of like folding, right? Well, of course, that's just me because that's just us actually because we're all just watching the stream. We don't know the thought process of the guy from France. Got a raise and a call here. Pierre versus WK on a very low board. 5-4 deuce rainbow. Pierre still with a better hand, and he's also got a gut shot. Got WK with a redraw. Pierre's going to come in for 1,000. WK's got 2 overs, so he might opt to stay. He will not. So see that Pierre does have the ability to grind his stack back. So I'm with you guys that he may have missed a call just to get the information. It was a lot of money, you're right, but you know, sometimes you need to pay to see. It's not that he had a weak kicker or anything like that. Here comes Pierre again. This time he's got pocket fives. He used to call that the speed limit. Steve with a speculative call with ace-6 off suits. WK's in there with a mystery hand. He's folded it, actually. So it's unraised. Bob Kim decides to check the 9-7 off suits. Flop is a set for Pierre. He's got middle set and top pair for Steve. This could be a problem for the gentleman from Korea. So Pierre's going to lead out here for 300. Steve's going to make a call. Bob Kim is out of there. Turn card's a 9.
1,000.
Pierre is going to get as much value as he can from this. If he put his opponent on an ace, he's going to pay. But now there's a redraw for Steve, though, for a flush. Not a sexy flush, but it's still a redraw. Calls to 1,000. River cards a 4. Pierre still gets the check mark with his set. See how much he's going to make Steve pay. 1,300 set. And Steve is like, whoa.
Success.
One of the things that you usually don't see. So that speculation got Steve into a bit of trouble. Losing a bit there to Pierre, who's starting to build his stack up once again. Remember, he's playing 50.
So quiet.
Yeah, possible straight on the board. That was correct, according to Kai.
So I don't want to drink, but so
He
quiet.
missed his straight draw,
The turn.
but used his aggression correctly.
I need to almost shade.
It's very dangerous. I know
Yeah, I'm
you
with
have
you.
a good
Whoever
company,
said that
so
Masato is a good player, he is a good player.
Yes,
He's
he
proving it right now.
these 2 pairs, or maybe
Sort of want to see him go up against Bob Kim in some hand where it's
You have
bluff
said,
versus bluff.
I asked before, he said he answered.
Pierre is aggressive as well. So those are the 3 central characters. WK's got a stack. That's why he's also a major player here. Everybody
You're
else,
so confident, you know, when you call me.
let's see
you
if,
know?
what they can come up with.
Sorry.
Steve, of course, he's pretty skilled as well.
7 years.
Got a misdeal.
Ah,
So we're going to do this again
new player.
as we continue to bring you the action from the Masters Poker Live. Tell us where you're watching us from. We got a bunch of guys chatting already here. We got Ray Ann, we got Kai, got Mike Ataide, and our usual people. We got Mark, we got Val, Jovan. Join in the conversation.
I call because I like to call.
Got a limp from Pierre from the +2. Just a call from Masato with the pocket nines, and the blinds get a free look at this flop. 10 on the window. Bob Kim in the small blind
I check
has
also.
picked up top pair. It goes check, check, check. Turn card's a 9. That's going to give Masato a set. And Marcus
Snap call.
also with a hit, but Marcus is out of there.
Snap call.
Bob Kim with a straight draw, which is not going to get there. Bob Kim
Check.
had a pair of 10s. Now let's see if Masato is going to make him pay here. 575.
My God.
And again, Bob Kim able to get out of trouble.
Pocket 9. Sharp.
Pocket 9.
Pierre also was drawing.
Too much sets here, you know.
Now we've been seeing a lot of sets so far.
Yeah.
The pocket pairs, getting a friend on the community cards.
Money print.
As we have a dealer change. Bob Kim. I don't know if that San Miguel beer in the back is his.
Thank you. You know, guys, I really enjoy to play with you tonight. Really. Very international, no? Japanese, Korean,
Yeah,
Singapore.
Japanese, di ba?
Friends.
France? Oh.
Yeah, only white face.
Oh, 오샤레.
Yeah.
Ah.
How long have you been here?
1 week.
No, I don't
Oh.
think so.
Oh, a bit longer than 1 week, I think. I call.
Got Pierre now on the +1. He's going to make a raise with King 10 offsuit. WK with pocket 4s. Looks like he wants to set mine. Let's see if he pumps this up. He does. It's just a limp though from Pierre. So WK is going to make a raise. Well, this pocket 4 is to 450.
450.
Don't think Pierre came in just to fold to 1 raise.
I
But
call.
he's now playing out of position. coin flipping with WK. He doesn't know that.
Sorry. I love Singapore very much.
Here's the flop. Oh, another set. How about that? Ace, Jack, 4, a gut shot for Pierre, and bottom set for WK. WK better start putting in some chips here to start to get value because Pierre is going to draw.
500.
It's at 1,000. Just 500. Pierre is going to draw. Needing a queen to complete a straight. Turn card is another jack, so that's a full house now for WK. Check again from Pierre. Does WK add more to this pot now of just 2,050? Almost pots it though. A third of the pot. That's going to get it done against Pierre. But how many sets have we seen? Now it's a full house. We saw a set of 5s, a set of 9s on the turn, set of 5s from Pierre earlier on the flop, set of 9s earlier, now a set of 4s on the flop. The board has been yielding sets like they're on sale.
Here? No, poker. I'm professional.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's Jack 4.
I'm losing money.
It's Jack 4.
Once again, you're still watching us here on Masters Poker Live. Still not picking up any sounds from the table. We got another pocket pair here from Pierre this time. And he has raised it from under the gun. No customers for Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Professional respect.
We can call Pierre Sergeant Pepper. I don't know if you're getting my reference though, guys. But that's like one of the best jackets I've ever seen. Goes with the hat too. Not quite sure if they sell it with the hat. That's just such a cool jacket. Straight out of Sergeant Pepper's. Sergeant White Pepper. Thank you for that one, Rayanne. Masato, under the gun, has already made the call. With King Jack, let's see if he gets raised.
I call.
Jin has folded. Pierre's got the exact same hand. AK's actually made the raise, and both gentlemen have called. So AK from the dealer button. Try to pull a fast one. Flop is ace, 9, 7. Everyone's missed. And since AK is the initial aggressor, he will continue, and the button play works for AK, our 30-year-old businessman from Japan. Hey, Mr. Erickson DB, good evening to you, sir. One of the best pool players, best local pool players we got. Also watching our stream. And for those watching our stream, you are watching Masters Poker Live here from the Masters Poker Club in J. Bocobo Street in Malate, Manila. So much action going on downstairs. And the 2550, 5100, and 100-200 games. Here upstairs, it is a 5100, but it's being streamed. And for those of you who want to be part of our stream, all you have to do is next Thursday, just come in early and register. You have until 7:15 to do so. And once 7:15 comes along, they're going to draw lots. To get to see who is going to be on this featured table. And it's an all-foreigner affair. No Filipinos here. Marcus from the hijack with Ace King. Going to make a raise. Jin does make the call. And Masato
Okay.
priced in.
There any casino that have poker in Singapore?
Is he squeezing?
Okay.
I just made the call. But a bunch of 25s. Still getting used to the new colors of the chips. Ace-5 offsuit for Masato. And the flop is Jack 10-9 all spades. So top pair with a king kicker and a king of spades for Jin. Marcus with a gut shot and the ace of spades. Masato is going to get out of there. He's got the worst spade. This could be fireworks if another spade comes off. It is. Wow. It is a straight flush for Jin. And the nut flush for Marcus. Jin had better start to contain his emotions here. He will check behind. He's got the absolute nuts, a 7 on the river. Now, let's see if Marcus fires at this. He's got the nut flush. He's got the ace-high flush. It's highly unlikely his opponent's got an 8 of spades, or maybe an 8 of spades, or a king of spades. He's got the nut flush. Let's see if he does put some chips in. It's a small bet. That's just 400. Jin, let's see if he actually tries to get to a min raise. He can't flat call this. So he's going to check. He's going to raise it to 1,400. That's about as much as you can squeeze out of Marcus. He is going to make the crying call. And there is the first straight flush that we've seen here on our stream. Not every day you see it, although it's a one-card variety. I guarantee you Marcus lost the minimum on that one. Could have opened big on the turn. And Jin would probably raised him, probably call, and then more chips would go into the river. So he lost the minimum there. And probably you can say that the check by Jin on the turn was negative EV. I don't know about you guys. Was that a negative EV check? Ramil Mingo is watching us from Caloocan. And Valcad is saying no Filipinos allowed at this time. You know, it's if a Filipino signs up, and it looks like another missed deal here. If a Filipino signs up and he gets chosen, again, this is chosen by lottery. They draw lots. Pretty sure a lot of Filipinos also signed up. Just so happened that the foreigners, all 9 of them got picked. In fact, the 10th guy, the guy in the alternate list, when Choy left, is Masato. He's also from Japan. And the bind's not too steep for a 50-100 game. We saw Choy come in for the minimum of 5,000. Yusuke was playing 15,000. He's still around. Marcus also playing 15,000. He's still around, but you know Marcus is a very tight player. WK from the +1 making a raise. Yeah, but my question is, Val, it was a check from Jin on the turn. He already had it. Probably missed an opportunity there to get value. But that's just me, of course. Got a raise in the 3-bet. Marcus is going to take it down with ace-king. Trying to rebuild his stack up to 13,000 after that win of 500. Lost the minimum there against Jin. That's what I'm saying. Did Jin miss an opportunity for value by not betting on the turn when he already had the straight flush? Of course, you don't want to scare your opponent away, but at least put in a little bit more value. An ace would have raised, that's for sure. That's just my question. Did Jin miss an opportunity with a straight flush by not betting the turn? Because he could have done that with any spade. That was a freebie. That was a check on the turn. And then to trap and check behind, of course. Bob Kim takes down the pot. But that's just me, you know. I'm always looking for spots where you can get value with the nuts, and sometimes people underplay the nuts and lose an opportunity for value. But that's just me, of course. A lot of people would have played it that way, of course. Check, hoping the guy bets, but you know, Marcus did not. It's like we got a straddle here from Bob Kim. This is not every day you get a straight flush. You want to make an ace-high flush pay. That was an opportunity to do it. AK's got AQ. Raising from the +2. Kings for Pierre. 3-bet coming.
2,000.
2,000 on 3-bet. Is that 2,000? Yes, it is. Everybody stepping aside. As it goes back to the initial raiser, who's just going to make the call with ace-queen. Out of position now against Pierre. Flop comes king 9-9, another set, another full house this time for Pierre. He goes check, check. Trying to make 8K come from behind here. AK still going to call the 1,000 bet on the turn. River cards a 3. AK was drawing dead on the turn. Now, Pierre, how much can you squeeze out of AK? Can you still make him call one more bet? How small is that? Oh, he bet 5,000. Yeah, that's a little too steep, though. I mean, the pot was about 6,000. You bet another 1,000. You squeeze a little bit more value out of that.
Wow.
It's the jacket. I'm telling you guys, it's the jacket.
You raise
Wow. I'll show you because you see it anyway on TV later on. No? So,
Yeah, he hit the pot too hard. He hit the flop too hard. It was so difficult to get extra value out of that. I mean, he tried on the turn. Maybe got a little value on the turn with the turn bet. But maybe a small bet on the river would have gotten extra. Get lots of sets and full houses tonight.
I call.
Pierre's got pocket fives for the second time. Remember, the last time he had it, he flopped a set. Masato is going to make the raise with Queen 7 suited. They call that the computer hand. Steve is going to come in. He hasn't played in a while, so he's now playing Jack 9 offsuit just for the heck of it. Pierre's also going to make the call to set mine now. He's out of position. Flop comes. Ace, 10, 8, 2 spades. Masato's got a flush draw. 3 overs to the pocket pair of Pierre. A pocket pair of Pierre. That's a tongue twister right there. Steve's got an open ender. No one's going away. Maybe Pierre.
Okay, they always have sets, so I fold.
He's out. So both drawing. Queen high is still the best hand. Turn card's a 9 of spades. And that's going to give Masato his flush. That's also going to give Steve a hit and a redraw to a jack high flush. Little does he know that another spade is going to crush him even further. 700. Masato keeping it small. See what Steve does here, because that's a very small bet. He's going to raise it up to 2,000. That's exactly what Masato wanted to see. Now he's going to flat this and probably check the river. Another spade. He's going to check the river. And now Steve has a decision to make here. Of course, Masato's going to insta-call him with whatever bet he puts in. The pot's now 6,400. Steve has a flush as well. It's a one-card flush, jack high. Masato's got a queen high flush, which he got on the turn. Does Masato check behind? He does have showdown value. Now he's going to get more chips in, thinking he's betting for value. That's going to be an insta-call for Masato. Jack high flush, no good against the queen high flush. So again, Steve getting into trouble. This is the second time it's happened to him. And Steve, who's playing 30,000, is now in the red. Masato is playing 10,000 to Pierre, or 15,000 actually, has almost doubled his stack now. Got JM Jose saying, shout out to Oliver John Tapel. And Rayan says, can you do me a favor? Kindly ask for Pierre, where do you buy his jacket? I'm with you on that. You know, you get one, I get one. All we need is a fourth guy, and we can be Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, he was saying something about Debbie Olais. Hope you're watching.
A raise.
Pierre with a little bit of a speech before he makes a raise with ace 10 of diamonds. Raise to 450. WK on the button with 9-8. Off suit though. Bob Kim is in there as well. And Marcos isn't going to join with 7-5. So Bob Kim with the suited connectors as well.
Yeah.
Everybody's got live cards though. Flop is queen, queen 10. So much for live cards. A set, or make that trips for Bob Kim. 2 pair for Pierre. And a gut shot for WK. WK's got the worst of it, though. He's going to get out of there. Pierre let out. Does Bob Kim make the raise now? He is making the raise with his trips. 2 hearts on the board. Neither gentleman has a heart. Pierre is now in a pickle. Good fold.
I will see on TV that you bluff me or not. And then I'm going to find you again. And I'm going to find you again, you know? Nice hand, sir. Nice hand.
Thank you. Good hand.
This is Masters Poker Live, coming to you from the Masters Poker Club in J. Bocobo Street in Malate, Manila. We are still open. We're going to be open until 6 a.m. and the local time in the Philippines, 10:29 p.m. So this game started a little late, a little past 9 p.m. So we could be playing until 1 a.m. today. Pierre's got a VPI. He's probably leading in the VPIP category at this moment. We haven't had an update on that. He's in there with the limp. Yusuke, one of the rare times he comes in, makes a raise to 500. And the mere fact that this is probably just the 4th hand that Yusuke has played all night is going to draw respect once again. We gave a shout out already from JM earlier to Oliver John Tapel. Same thing with Iho right now. He is doing the same. Shout out to Oliver John Tapel. No straddle this time. Again, an update on the colors of the chips, just so that everybody is on the same page. Those chips in front of the table right now, those little orange ones, are worth 25 each. The pink ones are worth 100. The blue ones are worth 1,000. And if anybody's got any red chips, like right there in front of Steve, those are worth 5,000. WK, suited Jack 10 with the raise. Marcus wants to speculate on the button, but he won't. AK gets out of there as well. And no callers for WK. We are 50 hands in, folks. Again, thanks for joining us on our stream here on Facebook. Masters Poker Live continues. My name is Noel Zarate. Great to be back after 2 weeks of not being here. Of course, a couple of weeks ago, we were all hit by that typhoon. That canceled the stream. And then last week, we did have a stream, but I was unfortunately on my way to China, stuck in some airport. I was actually stuck in Kunming Airport, heading to Lijiang. We tried to get Gabby Barreto to do the stream, but some technical difficulties didn't allow her to continue. But now we're all set for this one. Masato's under the gun with a suited ace, makes the call. One thing about Masato, we noticed that he likes to keep the pot small to begin with. Now we're going to have a raise from WK with Queen Jack of spades. Suited connectors, raise to 450. Everyone folding, and Masato isn't the type who's going to fold to just one bet or one raise. Masato with the lead and still maintains the lead by flopping an ace. Ace 9-3 rainbow. Masato already with a check. Continuation coming from WK, who's going to need running cards to make a straight. No chance of him getting a flush, just a call from Masato. See if there's a card that's going to keep WK in. That's not it. Deuce of spades on the turn. Masato checks again. Does WK continue to fire? He does check behind now. River cards a 7 of clubs. Completely nothing for WK. Let's see if Masato's going to come in firing. Oh, they go check, check. And the nice thing about WK having position is he doesn't have to show what he had. So another gain for Masato to 29,300 now after that win of 1,000. Steve has been quiet. The 2 times he tried to come in, he actually got robbed of chips. He's a skilled player. He's just at the wrong place at the wrong time. After accumulating a lot of chips to begin this match, well, he's under the gun now. Steve from Korea declares himself a poker pro, came in for 30,000. We did have 3 Koreans to begin. We're down to 2 of them. Choy, interestingly enough, if he just joined us, did not come in for the maximum. He actually came in for the minimum, and he fired twice. So he left down 15K. WK with AK. And it's suited. Doesn't get anybody to come in. Pierre is just going to make the call. He's also got ace king. See if a bunch of diamonds comes out to tilt the favor towards WK. No, it's 9-9 deuce. It's a first to bet situation now. Pretty sure Pierre's not going to fold to just one bet.
1,000.
Quickly makes the call for 300. Oh, he makes a check raise to 1,000. WK is going to oblige by making the call. Turn cards to 3 of clubs. Pierre with a check raise check. WK is going to check behind. River cards a 7 of clubs.
2,000.
Pierre now for 2,000. Not every day you see a check raise check. Say hi to Dexter Mercado, who's watching us right now. Don't think they allow that, Val. Having cash on the table.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice call.
Chop, chop.
Nice call.
Singapore, France, professional.
All that for $50.
We are two professionals here on the table. France and Singapore.
Tell your friends that the stream is on right now, guys. This is every Thursday night. You get to see some quality poker. We are playing a 50-100 game. Minimum buy-in was 5,000. We saw Choy do that. Maximum buy-in is 50,000. Pierre has bought in for the max, as well as WK from Singapore. No Filipinos at this table tonight. That could change later on if somebody decides to call it a night, because there is a wait list. And if you want to be on the stream, as we mentioned earlier, all you have to do is on the Thursday, just come in early, register, and you have until 7:15 to do that. And by 7:15, they're going to draw lots, and whoever is drawn gets to be in this table. Just make sure that you provide the buy-in, minimum of 5,000, maximum of 50,000 here in the 50-100 game. WK with the pocket sixes from early, making a raise. He's at the +1, getting up to 350. Pierre on the button. He's got a suited ace. Masato on the small blind comes in. Steve priced in to call with 8-6 offsuit. And we're gonna have four gentlemen to this flop. And here is the flop. It is ace, jack, 5, all hearts. The only guy with the heart is Steve. Top pair for Pierre.
1,000.
And Pierre's going to test the waters with 1,000. Masato actually has a gut shot. Needs a queen. Pretty sure WK is done with the hand after this monochrome board. So is it worth chasing for 1,000? No, he's not going to chase it. No one's going to chase it. Let's see. WK had a notion to make a check raise, but decided against it. A pickup there from Pierre for a little over 1,000. He's still in the red, though. Playing 50,000 tonight. It's been entertaining, not quite as action-packed as you would have a Choy in there. If Choy had a big stack, it would have been action-packed. Choy did start the night, but after two rebuys or two reloads of the minimum 5,000 each, decided to head downstairs and take out his frustrations against those playing in the 25-50 or the 50-100 or the 100-200. Aces for Marcus. Just 300. Let's see who calls here. Pierre does make the call from the cutoff. Masato on the button makes the call. Yusuke on the big blind. That's rare that he comes in on a raised pot. Flop is ace, king, queen. How do you get value out of this, Marcus? You just flopped top set. He's keeping the pot small. That's just a 400 bet. Now, Pierre's got bottom pair. He's already made the call. Masato also's got bottom pair. He's going to make the call. And Yusuke's done. Turn cards a 6 of hearts. Marcos already has the hand locked up. He's out of position. Can't put your opponent on Jack 10 right now. So with the pot at 2,400, how big is this bet going to be for Marcus? Half the pot. Masato, does he stay sticky? No. So a modest gain for Marcus. Set of aces got at least a little bit more value on the turn. Or on the flop, rather. So hard to get max value out of that hand. Pretty sure that would have been max value already. Maybe if you bet a little bit bigger on the flop. Some people would argue that. Would have been a setup, of course, if he did run into a hand like Jack 10. Jin has been quiet, and now from the +3 makes a raise to 600. One of the bigger raises we've seen tonight. WK's got pocket nines. Jin making the raise with 8-6 of hearts. That's the spot he's chosen. WK is going to make a flat call. Bob Kim, the straddler, is also going to call with ace-10 offsuit. We're going to go to the flop right now. Another full house. This time WK has flopped it. Nines full of queens. And a flush draw for Jin. He's going to need some kind of runner to get out of this. Does WK just flat this? He does. Bob Kim is out of there. Turn cards to Jack. WK is preparing the noose for Jin. Jin decides to take a free card on the river. Bad if a heart comes out. It does not. This is going to save him some money because WK is now going to bet for value. Maybe 1,500, but his opponent can't call. He pots it. Jin's missed. He can't even turn his hand into a bluff because he's only got less than 17,000 behind. And of course, he's going to get snapped off. Posturing from Jin before he lets it go, and he does. Another flopped full house. That's the third one we've seen tonight. And luckily for WK, there was a flush draw that kept Jin in the hand until the river. But did go check on the turn. So no added value there after the flop bet. Val is looking at the name tags of the dealers, and apparently there are no name tags tonight. That's probably because of you, Val, because you know the dealers better than we do. AK, +1 raising with pocket sevens. Masato speculating now with a queen 10 of hearts, and Steve will speculate again from the cutoff. The last time he did this, he got into trouble. Yusuke on the button. Seeing a raise and two callers. Decides to come along. And Bob Kim getting a good price. He's in there as well. 5 to the flop of 9 trade deuce. Bob Kim has picked up top pair and now in the lead. AK with the pocket sevens. The initial raiser. In for 1,000. Or that's 800 rather. Yusuke's got a gut shot. Needs a 4 to hit the straight. Is 800 enough for you to make the call? Doesn't look like he's calling, though. He's turning his draw. He's betting his draw aggressively. That's 2,600. Bob Kim with top pair. He has the lead here. This kind of pressure might make him fold Jack 9. Top pair, Jack kicker. He's seen a bet and a raise. After analyzing the situation, he decides to join, and AK is going to fold. So it's going to be heads up to the turn of the 10 of spades.
Okay.
Bob Kim's going to check again. Now, Yusuke was very aggressive on the flop. Does he continue? He's already missed. He checks behind. And the river card's an 8. Bob Kim gets the check mark. He's going to give it a shot. And he's going to take it down. That was not an easy call by Bob Kim.
Green Jack.
You got to credit Yusuke for making a try. That was out of character for him.
あれは強いと。
4, 5. 야, 벌써 3 보게 잡았구나.
Again, Bob Kim is such a skilled player.
Water, please.
Some players with lesser fortitude might have folded that outright.
Oh, 4, 5. 4, 5. 4, 5.
So we trudge on here tonight, folks, with AK making the raise, opening with Queen 10 of diamonds from under the gun. Seems so strong that everybody's gotten out of the way. Except for Marcus, who's now also doing something out of character, protecting his big blind with 7-5 offsuit. And AK has flopped the straight. He's flopped Broadway. Wow, Marcus has not folded. Marcus is going to hang himself. 10 on the turn. Sneaky check there. That's another club, and another club comes out. Marcus is going to get there with a 5. I don't know if he can bet this. Oh, he's going to bet it. Wow. One card flush. AK, I don't know if he can call this. What a call on the flop with absolutely nothing for Marcus. They got a freebie on the turn. And now is betting for value for 500. AK's got the Broadway straight. He's going to see what's up.
Flop straight.
What a sick river. What a sick runner flush for Marcus. Bob's, look at what the heck did you call with on the flop? Well, that was completely out of character for Marcus. That's ridiculous. And still managed to squeeze out. He's doing the Bob Kim now. Still managed to squeeze out an extra 500 on the river. Yeah, Kai, I agree with you. Bob Kim is perhaps, it's still in my opinion, he's still the most skilled player at this table. With all due respect to Masato, Pierre, and Steve, and maybe even WK, Bob Kim is still, for me, the most skilled player at this table.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
That's your card.
But Marcus was lucky. The IT professional from Singapore in the red jacket. Yeah, Bob Kim knows when he was ahead. But, you know, that was not an easy call. You saw a bet and a raise. You had top pair with Jack Kicker. Sometimes put your opponent on a set in that situation, but he still made the call. He knew he was ahead when Yusuke checked on the turn. He already knew he was ahead.
Professional.
Unraised. Pierre coming in with 7-6 offsuit, 8K with Jack Trey. Both have missed. It goes check, check. Turn card's a king. Pierre's not even going to try. He's ahead with Jack High. Board pairs kings.
7 high.
Jack high.
How much better?
I'll make that 8K was ahead with Jack High. Excuse me. Pierre was on the draw with nothing, actually. It couldn't draw anything after the turn. Bob Kim actually registers himself as an engineer. Although he's quite the skilled player, the youngest at the table, actually, at the age of 29. That's Bob Kim, who's a veteran of this stream, by the way. Not quite sure how many he's missed, but probably not a lot. There's one time he actually moved to seat 2. And he didn't do too well that night. He's usually at seat 9. Now he's at seat 8. Better angle for the camera, though, from seat 8. He likes to perform in front of the camera every now and then, especially when San Miguel gets in his system. Raised by Yusuke with King 10. Called by Bob Kim with pocket 3s. It's going to be them heads up. Ace 7-6. The miss. Bob Kim's also going to check behind after Yusuke check. Turn card is the 3rd spade, the 9 of spades.
Sorry.
That improves Yusuke now to a gut shot.
Okay. Okay. Take.
Still goes check, check. River cards a deuce of spades. Nobody's got a spade, and Bob Kim has pocket 3s that are going to hold after all of that.
This is good, huh?
Him and Marcus have been together a while, though sitting side by side. And there goes San Miguel to Bob Kim. You've yet to see Steve make some moves. He was making a lot of moves early and was successful with it. Been a little card dead, but that never stopped anybody from trying to take control. Steve has been actually reduced to calling some raises instead of initiating the action. Yeah, Rayan, that's a good read on, excuse me, on Yusuke. He usually does check his cards when it's a draw-heavy board. Even by watching these guys, you're starting to pick up some tells, even if you know what they're holding. No challenger for AK's raise on the dealer button. Approaching 11 p.m. here in the Philippines. Tell us where you're watching us from. I know Val is in Canada. Some people are watching from here. We had a gentleman from Caloocan earlier. Tell us where you're watching us from, so we know how far and wide this stream reaches. So in Canada, that's like the other side of the world already. Steve, 9-7 offsuit. Still continues to be card dead. That's a nice thing about this game, though. You're not chasing any rise in the blinds. It's continually going to be at 50-100. So you can wait. Pierre from the small blind is going to make a raise with ace-king, and an insta call coming from Masato with queen-8 offsuit. He's got live cards. Flop is ace-jack tray. Pierre's going to check. Masato's going to check. See if Masato... Now he's picked up a draw. Masato now needs a king to make a straight. Pierre makes a small bet of 300. Let's see if Masato thinks that this is a small bet with one card to go. He decides not to chase it.
Got shot only.
Got shot. Got shot. You pay 300. Come on. Very cheap, 300 pesos.
You are watching Masters Poker live here at the Masters Poker Club in J. Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. My name is Commish Erms, Noel Zarate. Thank you for joining our stream. From the get-go, I've not heard what's going on at the table, so we're just flying with this right now. Hopefully you're enjoying the action and hearing everything. Yeah, Steve is, is he under the gun? No, he's on the big blind. Under the gun is Yusuke, who comes in for a raise for 400. Marcus
I raise one.
folding King Jack. Did Jin make the call? No, it's actually Pierre who made the call. With pocket jacks. 3-bet to 1,000. It's not a call. No one's used the time bank card, by the way, so far tonight. Oh, a straight out fold from Yusuke. It's like a donation to Pierre. How far is this club from Manila International Airport? Not that far off. It all depends on what time you arrive. I'd say if it was from the airport to here, probably a good 30 to 40 minutes right now. Yeah, just put it on Waze. You're going to see Masters Poker Club. It's not as close as like probably Mall of Asia or Okada or probably even Newport. Those are really near the airport. This was in downtown, the central part of Manila, actually. Steve with the raise with the suited Jack 10.
Too much?
Well, the rare time Steve gets in there and gets no callers. Yeah, we're still open, guys. You can still come in. It's almost 11 a.m., 11 p.m. rather. It's 10:58 p.m. This place is open until 6 in the morning. You can actually use the cell phone and give them a call just to see what the games are going on downstairs. We do know it's 25, 50, 50, 100, 100, 200 going on downstairs. No problem, Val. It's a drive from the airport, but not too far of a drive. 30 to 40 minutes, perhaps. Action on Steve. Dealer button. Suited king. Makes a raise. Bob Kim is going to protect his straddle with ace-9 offsuit. And we have a king-9 against of Steve. He's got a gut shot with a flush draw. Continues for 600. You can see in terms of the percentages, Steve is actually ahead, despite the fact that Bob Kim has a higher nothing because of the draws. So back-to-back now for Steve at 30,000. That's exactly what he bought in for. Bob Kim smiling before taking a swig of the San Miguel beer. And don't let anybody tell you it's not one of the best beers in the world. It is. San Miguel Pale Pilsen, the one he's drinking. One of the best beers in the world. There was actually a campaign, I think in the 90s, calling it the best beer in the world because it did win a few awards already. Marcus under the gun. King Jack offsuit. AK folding the same King Jack. Jin's got queens. He's going to 3-bet this.
No? It's not binding.
Taking a look at that. Could be 12. Yes, it is 1,200. Folded back to the initial raiser. Marcus, who's going to let it go. See, that's different. Because it's Jin. Jin hasn't moved in quite a while. He's still down from his initial buy-in of 20,000. We're about a little under 2 hours into the game. Almost at the halfway mark. So far, it appears that Pierre still got the biggest stack, followed by WK. The guy who's made the biggest headway is Masato, who came in about 30 minutes into the game, replacing Choy in seat 4. WK with a raise from under the gun. Jin's going to make a call. Bunch of suited hands here. Steve will speculate with 10-9 off suits from the hijack, and WK can put an end to this right now with ace-king. That's a squeeze from the button. With all that dead money out there. Bob Kim already folding the 5s. AK, the initial raiser. The 3-bet is the 2,500. And everybody's out of position. AK came in for 20,000. He's just barely in the red. Looks like AK's got a good feeling about 8-7. Contemplating a call. Decides not to. Jin, though, also folds. So a cascade of folds. That's a pretty good pickup there for nothing. 1,900. Like WK or make that Bob Kim is getting remiked. Yusuke just sat down. He's an accounting assistant. So that being said, he would usually be the best guy at math at the table. There is a lot of math that goes in to this game. Bob came on the button with 6-5. After Pierre made a raise from the +1 with 9-7. Marcus with kings. Bob Kim made a 3-bet to 1,200, not knowing that Marcus has the second best starting hand in all of No Limit Hold'em. And Bob Kim staring intently at the assembly for a 4-bet.
Goodbye, my 400 pesos.
Bob Kim's got the button. He might give Marcus a ride. But that's a big 4-bet.
Too big.
Bob Kim can afford it. Let's see if he tries to peel
Too big.
with the suited connectors.
Better all in.
Well, John Ellie is asking so far. I believe it's Pierre, who's the biggest winner right now, followed by WK at the moment.
I don't think so.
They're hovering at the 40,000 mark, although both gentlemen are in the red. The guy in the black right now, really making the best headway, is the guy in seat number 4, Masato, who came in for 15,000, almost at 30,000 now. Marcus also in the black. The only guy who's actually reloaded is Choy. He reloaded twice for the minimum, and he's out of here. So no reloads yet. We've not had a setup hand of any sort. We did have a few, but didn't really cost much. The losing player lost the minimum each time. How about Pierre? Limping from under the gun with 9-6. Gonna draw most players in. It's unraised. We've got 5 players into this flop. A 4-4 deuce. It's gonna be a gut shot for Bob Kim. Nothing for everybody. There's a king now. Masato's going to take the lead. 2 pair with a queen kicker. Masato fires into it. 375. Everybody exits stage left. So again, Masato's the one who's actually made the most in terms of headway. He did lose a bit though. Talking about Steve, who came in for 30,000. He's exactly at 30,000. Jay Sang-Olan saying players are so tight. Yeah, we're looking for some action. That's why we're missing Choy. The Fish King. He usually forces a lot of action. See when Bob Kim tries to control the table. Masato with the 7s, just limping in. Steve is going to make the call as well. Bob Kim with pocket 10s. No calling here. And make it a raise. Looks like 700. And has Masato just made the call? Yes, he has. Steve folds. Pocket 7s versus pocket 10s. Flop is queen, queen 10. This is the first to bet situation. Bob Kim fires 1,000. Masato quickly calls. Turn cards a 4. Masato checks. Let's see if Bob Kim pulls the brakes. He does. Checks behind. River cards another jack. Both gentlemen's pairs got counterfeited, but Bob Kim has the better kicker now on this board of queen, queen, jack, jack, and he has a 10 kicker. So both pairs get counterfeited. Yeah, they can leave anytime they want. It just goes check, check, and Bob Kim is going to be very surprised that despite the fact that his pair got counterfeited, his pair turned into a kicker. He's going to take it down.
But I win. What the fuck?
Can't believe it.
Thank you.
It's not every day that you have a pair that gets counterfeited and gets awarded chips. So Val, is the question is any of players allowed to leave? Yes. It's a game right now, Jay.
Top secret.
Who has the most chips at the end of the night
My button
is the big winner.
net, top secret. Ace King. Ace King. I don't know.
And Steve already starting to meditate and getting pretty close. It's still early though, Steve. Come on, it's
You forced
11:08
me only in a fold.
Philippine time. We still have about a little over 2 hours left
If I have deep
in
stack,
this game.
I don't know. If I same stack, 5 bet.
Action folded to Marcus on the hijack. Makes the raise with 9-6 offsuit. Oh, 9-6 of hearts rather. AK is going to make a 3 bet to 1100. Jin likes these little suited connectors. He's going to make the call. Masato's got pocket 9s. Also making the call. Marcus is getting a ridiculous price, but he's not joining. And the flop comes ace, queen, 7. So AK has picked up top pair with a jack kicker. Pair of 7s for Jin. Everybody checked it. Third diamond comes off. Masato's got a diamond. Still decides to check it. AK is playing this very, very slyly with the ace. And it's Jin who's gonna take a shot at it. You guys don't want it? I'm gonna go for it. Masato's in a tough spot right now. He could be up against an ace or a queen. And if a diamond does show up, he might have the inferior diamond. I don't know if Masato's gonna stay in this hand. He won't. different, though, for AK. Although he does not have a diamond in his holdings, he does have an ace. Good enough to make the call for 1,500. And the river card's an 8. That's going to be 2 pair for Jin, but the 4th diamond. AK does not have a diamond, but can he bet to put Jin out? It goes check, check. That's not going to be enough. Jin's going to show 2 pair on the river.
Wow.
And AK is impressed.
No dia.
Again, the way AK was playing,
No diamond.
his top pair allowed Jin to see the river. Much to his detriment. Oh, there's a dealer with a nameplate. Val? Not quite sure if we're going to take a break to recount the chips. We have not had any information on that yet. Everybody with garbage at this point. Jin, cut off, suited ace. Why not? Makes the raise. Looks like 350. Masato with jacks on the small blind. No calling here. He's going to 3-bet this to 1350. Steve's got 9s on the big blind. He's probably thinking Masato's just making a standard squeeze. But he's got position over Masato. Just makes the call. Jin gets out of there. Jacks versus 9s. Ace 10 5, ace 10 deuce rather. If Jin had stayed in, he would have had top pair. 2 overs to the pocket pairs of both gentlemen in the blinds. Masato has checked. Steve is going to check behind. Turn cards a 3. Just when you thought you were going to see another set. Looks like both gentlemen think they have showdown value. Steve does not fire. River cards a 4. Boy, Jin would have had a straight. Of course, being results orientated. Masato's gonna see where he's at. Pot is 3,050, bets 2,000 into it. Steve is beaten by a 5. He's beaten by a 10. He's beaten by an ace. And, of course, pocket jacks that Masato's got. Really, Val, the first time you've seen a dealer smile? We see it all the time. All you need to do is tell the right joke. Steve might make the call. So 1 card straight, of course. What was Masato 3-betting with? Pre-flop. Squeeze, yeah. But did he miss? Ah, he's going to call anyway. Pocket jacks. Steve gets into it again. So Masato, who is the guy who's made the most tonight, goes up to 28,600. Steve, who's playing 30, is in the red by about almost 4,000. Good night, Val. For the other 36 watching us right now, tell us where you're watching us from. We will acknowledge you on the chat. My name is Noel Zarate, Commissioner. I'm sometimes known as, here at the Masters Poker Live. Every Thursday, we have this stream. Pierre just limping in. Steve completing the small blind. And Yusuke says check, unraised. 3 gentlemen in this flop of 10-7-5. Yusuke has taken the lead. Pair of sevens for Pierre.
Check, check.
Check.
Sorry.
It has gone check.
Okay.
Pierre for 200. And a call from Yusuke, who's going to check again. It goes check. River card's a 6. Yusuke's going to give it a shot. Pot's only 700. Comes in for 400. And a little bit of a gain for Yusuke. Came in tonight playing 15,000, so he's actually up 7,550. Pierre came in playing 50. He's down to 45,750.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's actually in the red.
Heavy raining.
Extend.
Bob Kim trying to wake himself up.
That's the aircon or is raining?
Trying to drag Marcus with him.
That's the aircon or is it
10 hours
raining?
more.
It's raining. Wow. Unbelievable.
What time break time?
I don't know.
Marcus is under the gun.
I raised to 1,000.
Raise to 1,000.
And Pierre comes in for a raise. Or did he just limp in? We're still not sure. The graphics haven't caught up yet. Is that a 3-bet coming from Yusuke? Now I'm dying to see what they've got.
Heads up.
Or did he make the call? So we got Pierre with 9-8 offsuit. And Yusuke making the
3,000.
3-bet to 3,000.
6, bet.
And the flop is 10-9-5. Yusuke has checked it. Pierre comes out for 3,000. Yusuke's got 2 overs. And folds.
Yes. Success.
Pierre slowly creeping up once again into the black. Just down about 1250 now. Again, ace king. Had this
Unbelievable.
conversation
The rain,
before.
no, isn't it?
Pretty pre-flop, but if you miss it,
Yeah.
not so pretty.
I know. But the roof is very strong, no? No, nothing to worry, no?
Cannot go home.
Under the gun, Marcus. AJ for AK.
350.
Raises to 350.
Wait.
Ah, sorry.
Sorry.
Fold to 4, 4, 5, 6.
WK hasn't played in quite a while. So this raise is going to get no callers for AK. Ned Den is asking about the 100K guaranteed every Sunday. I believe it's 30K now. 30K guaranteed.
Everybody full. No
You can
look
check
only.
the Facebook page of Masters
Yeah, I did.
Poker
Everybody full.
because they do have updates on the tournaments. There is a weekend tournament. The last one I saw was 30K guaranteed.
Blinds. Oh really? No look. Everybody full. If maybe. Very few.
Pierre this time with the big slick.
500.
Ace king offsuit.
We deal.
Fold to 5. Fold to 7.
Oh.
No callers again.
No. Equal. He say equal. Ay. Very cheap, 500 pesos.
500.
Good.
5. one day budget.
Want to see Steve get into a big
You
hand
guys are funny, you know.
one day budget.
against Bob.
I had nice Japanese
Every
food
time
tonight.
Steve gets into a hand, he gets in trouble.
I love Japanese food.
See if that trend continues.
Yes.
Natto?
Sushi, sashimi, teriyaki,
Ah.
Kawasaki.
Sake.
Very cool.
Motorbike.
Ah, Pierre,
Ah,
Jack
yeah,
8
call
offsuit.
Three,
Cool.
Limps it in. Masato's there as well.
five, four, six,
Yeah, I'm telling you, Pierre's got the VPIP lead tonight.
seven.
WK calls. Bob Kim with a suited queen from the button calls.
Folds at nine.
AK with pocket nines. So much dead money out there.
Always.
Makes a raise.
1,600.
That's a nice
sorry,
raise.
1,600.
Fold.
Does WK stick around with the pocket threes? No, he won't.
Fold. Seven.
You can call that a squeeze, but that was legit.
Button eight.
Last month, I keep, me or my name or Choy keep the Macallan 12 years. Keep the whiskey. My name or Choy, I don't know. Macallan 12 years. Whiskey.
If you're just joining us, we were talking about Pierre's jacket earlier. Coming out of a Beatles album cover. Don't know if he had that made or he actually bought it. He is from France. That's where the Olympics are happening also right now.
Don't miss my whiskey.
300.
And again,
300.
Pierre is in there, making a raise with an ace-7 of clubs.
Time.
Every time Pierre is in there, Masato's also in there, and he could join again, but he won't with Jack-10 offsuit.
See?
Steve's turn this time
Fold
to make the call with 9-8 offsuit.
Corner.
Fold 6-7.
One
Bob with
corner.
King-Queen, why
Two
not?
colors. Okay.
Marcus
Fold.
Two
folding
colors.
again.
Two. And.
Jin seems to be priced in
And
here.
3 colors, yes.
Oh,
Let's go. Let's
I
go.
win.
big pot.
We are
Some
4
action,
players
at least.
into this flop.
Check.
Line check.
Jack, Jack, deuce.
Check.
Everyone's missed. Ace high is still good.
I win.
Check, check, check. And another jack comes off.
I win.
Ace high hogging it right now.
I win.
River cards is 6. And ace high is going to take it down. Unless somebody bets into this.
Ace high.
Jack
And Pierre with ace high
Oh my god.
takes down a
I
pot of
told you I win,
1250.
No, I told you.
ああ、弱点だった。
せかされました。
いやー、プラス1だし、後ろいっぱいいるしな、なんか、チップ
Thought
も
Bob Kim was
そう
going
だ
to
ったん
take
で
a shot at it on the river.
あ
Oh. Oh.
Got more boozers food this time for Bob Kim.
Drink, aren't they, huh? Over there. Oh.
Thank you.
Big blind ako.
Who wants to drink? Somebody wants to drink? Yeah, hold on.
Four.
Queens for Yusuke. Makes a raise to 400.
Fold 7. Fold 8.
You,
Fold 9. Fold 1.
you drink. Okay.
Nothing and nothing.
We drink. Nobody drink. You drink.
No, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And Yusuke's queens
Oh, my friend. You
take
see-
down the
You know,
blinds.
if I drink, I put always all in, all in.
Yes, that's
So-
what I want.
Bob Kim's happy about something again. Looks like he's transitioned from San Miguel to something a little harder.
Fold 1.
김 사장님. 땡주에는
It'll be Steve who's under the gun.
아, 네.
저는 그냥 먹겠습니다.
First 1. Set 5. Fold. Fold 6.
Boy, WK's been card dead. Bob Kim, ace 10
Set 8.
on the raise.
Fold set 9. Fold set 9. Fold set 4. Fold set 9.
and gets no callers. No, Bob Kim can do this all night. He can just keep raising. At the rate everybody's been a little bit more tight over the last hour. He and Marcus have gone for the big guns. Looks like is that a scotch? Looks like a scotch. Yeah, they've gone for the big guns now. Looks like Bob Kim has discovered Marcus's poison. It's the big stuff. Yusuke under the gun with jacks.
Raise 400.
Raise to 400. Bob Kim, the suited ace, ace 10 of spades, making the call.
Fold 6 9. Fold 6 2 and 3. Call. 6 4.
Masato also called. Steve also called. Here we go.
Blind check.
Flop is king 4-4, and Masato's taking the lead
Check 6 9.
with a pair of kings.
Me?
No spade draw for Bob Kim.
Check 6 8.
Everybody checks it. Turn cards at 3. Masato's gonna fire now. He does not. Interesting. Oh, it is the third diamond though. Yusuke's gonna take a shot at it now. He does have the jack of diamonds. Remember, Yusuke was the raiser. Hard to put him on a diamond draw though. So Masato's gonna make a call.
Heads up.
Everybody folds. Turn card. A river card's a king. That's a full house for Masato. Second time he's picked up a full house tonight. He tried to go to Value Town here. Pot at 3,800. How much do you want? He pots it again.
4,400 bet.
Oh, actually overbets the pot. 4,400. Yusuke's thinking, is that a missed flush draw? Did you have the ace of diamonds? Hard to put Masato on a king after he checked the flop. That's what's going through Yusuke's mind right now. Whiskey on ice, right. Later on, it's going to be risky on ice. They had too much of it. Whoever bets the pot here, it's either the nuts or nothing, right? That's what Yusuke is trying to figure out. First time we're going to see a time bank card come in. His opponent could have had like something like ace rag, or ace queen, ace jack with the ace of diamonds and missed the river. It's a way A, way B thing. He's got pocket jacks. What beats him here? A flush? Of course, a king.
Yeah, I love.
And he decides to just fold.
Yeah.
And Masato does show him the king.
Maybe. If my memory is correct.
So Yusuke's going to feel good about folding against the full house.
Maybe.
No.
フラッシュかポケットですか？
いや、ちょっと使ってみたかった。
Yeah, we can use some of that whiskey on ice right now.
Nothing.
It is almost 11:30 p.m. The night is still young. Once again, you are watching Masters Poker Live right here from the Masters Poker Club in J. Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. My name is Noel Zarate, aka Commish Arms. Thank you for joining us on our stream.
Hi, Dad.
You've been quite the talky bunch, actually, on the stream tonight. AK with a raise with ace-8 of diamonds. Jin is going to make the call. Pierre's going to make the call. Yusuke's already folded, so we're going to have 3 into this flop. Everyone with live cards. Pot is 1,200. 8-6-4. So top pair ace kicker for AK and a flop straight for Jin.
500.
2 over cards for Pierre. Jin just with the call. Pierre gets out of there. Turn cards at 10 of hearts. And Jin has this locked down. AK still gonna fire. He thinks his 8 is still good. Let's see if Jin bumps it up now. There are 2 spades on that board. He does. He raises it up now. It'd be very unfortunate if he was up against 9-7. We all know that he's not. And the call coming from AK. So Jin is extracting very well here. River card pairs the board though at 10s. I don't know if Jin can fire one more time after this. He might check behind. Is he making it look like he missed his flush draw? How much is the pot? 8,600? Almost half the pot. Oh, that induces a call. Wow, 8K is down to 7,600 after this hand. That is a great way to get the max value for Jin. Everybody at the table studying what went down, how Jin played that. The way he bet the river, it appears initially that he might have missed his flush. And he was just betting to take it down. But he was actually betting for value. Wow, AK was doing so well, but now he is down to just 7,600 after a buy-in of 20,000. It really looked like Jin missed his flush. That's what induced the call. This is unraised. 3 gentlemen in. King, Jack, 10. 2 clubs. Got an open-ender for Steve. And he's the one who fires in for 200. Looks like nobody's going to be able to call this. The talking has been minimized suddenly here. Maybe if Bob, Kim, and Marcus share some of the whiskey on ice with the rest of the table, we could see a lot more fireworks. What do you guys think? Marcus under the gun. King 10 of spades, good enough to put in a raise for 300. AK still smarting from that call. Bob Kim's gonna fold his ace. They're sharing alcohol. Of course they're gonna be nice to each other.
I don't know. I'm behind on the flop.
Tough to play that out of position though. Yeah, what kind of whiskey are we looking at here?
Drink more, drink more.
You guys familiar with what bottle they're sharing?
Huh?
Let's see how fast Marcus turns red.
Okay.
Oh boy, Pierre's looking at that bottle right now
Oh, bro.
with bad intentions.
Free drink.
Now believe me, if that was wine, Pierre would actually ask for a glass.
High 4, 8, 8. Okay.
Under the gun. AK down to only 7,600. He's got the shortest stack at the table now,
I'm still
but
okay.
still comes in for a raise.
350.
Raise to 350. Jin with king queen offsuit is going to make the call. Masato with ace 9 off is in there. Suited one gapper for Steve. He's in there as well. WK's on the button with jack 6 of spades, thinking about coming in. but he won't. Marcus has a suited king, getting a really ridiculous price to join now. So we got 5 players. Flop is queen, queen, 8, 2 spades.
Check.
Trips for Jin. Let's see how he extracts again here.
800.
800 bet. 60. Fold to 4. Fold.
Not quite sure if anybody's going to stick around after that bet.
Fold to 4. No caller.
Thank you.
So the trip queen's going to give Jin 30,950. Jin is actually up over 10,000. He's playing 20,000.
この鈍化を持ってるのかな。
Is the dealer's name Ken? Not quite sure if I'm reading that right. Bob Kim offering cheers to everybody. Hey, Masato's got a glass as well. So they got a threesome with a bottle. Pierre's not gonna last long. He's gonna ask for a glass as well. Jin under the gun with King Jack. Just makes the call.
Fold to 4. Fold to 5.
Masato with Ace King has announced
Fold 7.
just a call though. That's pretty sly.
700.
Now to Bob Kim.
500.
He's made the call on the button. Marcus is gonna bump this up
Fold to 1.
to 700. Uh-oh, Masato is waiting with arms wide open. Here's the 4 bet or the 3 bet to 3,000. Just after sharing a glass with a gentleman from Japan, the gentleman from Singapore, Marcus now has a decision to make. He's got 15,800 behind, out of position. Does he make the call or does he try a 4 bet? Because that was just a limp raise coming from Masato. It seems so strong. Oh, so hard to let this go. It's suited too. But do you want to just make the call and hope to hit? Or do you want to control your destiny with a 4 bet? Second time we've seen the time bank card played tonight. Wow. He just handed Masato a glass of whiskey, and now he's being put in the pressure cooker. Trying to get some kind of a tell. What a fold from Marcus. And Masato immediately shows the ace king. Bob's saying he's live. He's always live.
11. 1 hour left.
Oh, no, leave.
Masato's going to be feeling very good about that fold.
Oh, it's time to gamble now.
Extend.
Oh, check that. Now Marcus is going to feel very good about that fold.
10,000 more behind. Take 1. Give me players good luck.
11:39 p.m. local time now. Here in Manila in the Philippines. You are watching Masters Poker live from the Masters Poker Club here in J. Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. Come on over. If you're in the area, want to get some really good poker action in, 25, 50, 50, 100, 100, 200 going on downstairs. And next week, if you want to be on the stream, just arrive early on Thursday, sign up. And by 7:15, they're going to draw lots just to see who makes it to the featured table. Tonight, no Filipinos made it.
6 fold.
Masato with the raise. Pocket 6 is already folding. 7-5 suited might be Marcus's favorite hand because he is defending his button.
1 fold.
AK has reloaded 10,000 more, by the way. Only the second time we've seen a reload. Jin joining from the big blind. 8 deuce deuce 2 clubs. Jin is gonna get in trouble here if another club comes off. He is gonna check. Masato with the nut flush draw on a paired board. He is gonna continue. And Marcus should be done with his hand.
575. Seat 94.
Jin is gonna stay though. A card that's gonna make Jin stay forever in this hand, it would be the 7 of clubs. It's the 6. Jin now with a hit. And believe it or not, he's taken the lead. Masato, if it goes to showdown, will be very surprised that he's up against 9-6. River card's a king. Jin's gonna check this. Masato's gonna test his fortitude with a bet of 2,000. Oh, it works. Busted flush draw. This time Masato will not show. Boy, Masato from 15,000 now up to 32,000. And we've seen him pull off a bluff twice already. A big one against Pierre earlier when he missed his straight draw. This time with a big bet when he missed his flush draw. Want to say hi to Dave Spade Urquiaga, one of the best players in the country, if not the world. He's watching right now. Top 10 in the Philippines all time. Talking about Dave Spade Urquiaga. Honored that you're watching us, brother. Again, from the Masters Poker Room in Malate, Manila. My name is Noel Zarate, Commissioner Erms. Masato is good in building the pot. Actually, he's been keeping the pot small every time he's speculating. That time he got a big one. Yusuke with a raise. AK's in there for 300, and Pierre is gonna defend his big blind with Queen 8. Ace Trey. Everyone is missed. Yusuke, King High, still good. Goes check, check, check. Jack on the turn. That now gives AK the lead with 2 pair. No one bet the flop when the aces came in, so Yusuke, or make that AK is gonna try. No redraw for anybody. And AK, who's reloaded 10,000 more, is gonna pick up a pot of 650. So if you want to be part of this stream, as I said earlier, all you need to do is next Thursday come in early and sign up. And you have until 7:15 to do that. And then by 7:15, all the entries are going to be given lots, and then you draw. If you get selected, you're in the featured table. And today,
Wi-Fi.
Kampai, cheers. For the 3 gentlemen with the glasses. From different countries, by the way. Masato's from Japan, Bob Kim from Korea, Marcus from Singapore.
Free card.
So we have AK in seat 1. He's from Japan. He's one of 2 Japanese players here. Yusuke in seat 6 is the other.
King 7 good speed. I play this end.
And 2 players from Korea
Ace King, King 7, Ace King.
as we speak. Oh, sorry, Masato's from Japan, so that's 3 of them. Masato in seat 4 took the place of Choy, who was originally there. Originally, we had 3 Koreans. Now it's Jin, Steve, and Bob Kim. So 3 Koreans still. 2 gentlemen from Singapore, WK and Marcus in seats 7 and 9, respectively. And the lone Frenchman, Pierre, in the Sergeant Pepper's jacket. That's a great fashion statement, of course. Yusuke this time with Big Slick. Boy, we've seen more Big Slick today than in any other stream. He's made the raise. Bob Kim with the pocket eights, making the call. Pierre on the small blind is going to speculate with Queen 10. And it's going to be the three of them into this flop of King Tray. How do you extract value now, Yusuke? He has decided to check. Now, Bob Kim, who's got a pocket pair, could be falling into a trap. Bob has now bet 500. Yusuke. He's jumping around inside, but he's trying to act weak. 500 it is. Should send some alarm bells to Bob Kim. Ace on the turn. He's got a full house already. He's got the hand locked up. Bob's a good player. Can probably sense that he's behind now. Uh-oh, his sensors are off. Turning his pocket eights into a bluff when that ace came out. Yusuke's got a full house. He can just keep calling this. Raising is a bad idea here, boy. Uh-oh. Those are raising chips. You wanted to let Bob Kim hang himself on the river. You're right, Kai. His senses are off because he's been consuming not only San Miguel tonight, but he's also got the hard stuff. Facing a check raise now. That's such a strong move from a tight player, by the way. Bob's got to give him credit for at least an ace, let alone three kings, let alone a full house. Sensor's back on, but he lost a few thousand there. No show. Good. Good on you, Yusuke. Gain of 20,000. Yusuke is playing 15,000, so he's actually up. Almost 6,000. That's a good one, Kai. The sensors could be off because you are inebriated. Yeah, you got to give him credit for at least having an ace there. Maybe stuck around with a hand like ace 3, got the ace on the turn. Yusuke, he's having some kind of a heater now. From ace king to ace queen. This time under the gun, he's going to raise it to 400. He's going to pick on him now. It's like Marcus is folded. Action now. Oh, Marcus made the call. AK with Jack 10 of hearts. Looks like he's getting frisky with his 3-bet.
1,700. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fold.
Yusuke folded ace queen. Marcus loves these hands, but that's too much. It would have been different if AK did not reload, but he did. So his stack can still hurt people. Good timing as well with the with the 3-bet, taking ace queen fold. That's what you call a heat check in poker. Yeah, Yusuke just won a big hand with ace king, gets ace queen, tried for another trifecta, got blocked by AK with an inferior hand. For the Filipino fans watching, AK is a dead ringer for a former PBA player, former basketball player named Atoy Ko. Look at that. That's a dead ringer right there. That's Atoy Ko. And for those Filipino fans who are familiar with basketball and agree with me, tell me. RV Trinidad, of course, does know an Atoy Ko. He's quite the basketball player himself, although RV's a poker fish. I say that with all affection, too. Oh, we could have some fireworks here. Unraised. Steve with a raise now with ace 10 of diamonds. Yusuke is going to 3-bet this to 2,400. Jin is out. Pierre is out. Masato is going to fold. Now, Steve, it's on you. It's blind versus blind suddenly. Steve is going to call. So it is Korea against Japan on this flop of King, Queen, 10, all spades. Both have a hit, both have a draw. No one's got a spade either. It goes check, check. Turn card. It's the 7 of diamonds. Somebody's got to start firing here. Steve won't. Let's see if Yusuke does. They're both thinking they have showdown value. Yusuke checks behind. River cards the 7 of spades. That's 4 spades. No one's going to fire anymore. Unless Steve turns his pair of 10s into a bluff. He checks. It goes check, check. And Yusuke's going to take this down. And again, Steve gets into trouble. Playing in a raised pot out of position. Yusuke picking up more chips, up 7,000 now. And Steve is down about 8,000 now. It's as if the poker gods are not agreeing with Steve tonight after a strong showing at the beginning. And these two guys are just having fun. Bob Kim in the blue cap. Marcus from Singapore in the red jacket.
You know, right?
He's turning red, by the way, almost as red as his jacket. Loving the whiskey. There's another guy who's turning red. Masato in the black cap. It's just them three having a ball. Marcus with ace 10 on the +1. Bob Kim with a straddle. Jin with queen jack. Just calls the straddle. Steve says, what the heck? Let's play a suited Doyle. Bob Kim, the straddler, has got 8-7. Pierre actually makes the call with a suited one gapper, 8-6 of hearts. And the flop is ace 9-4. Doesn't get more ragged than that. Everyone's missed it. 6 on the turn. That's going to give Pierre a hit. Second club on the board. No one's got a club. Look at this. Bob Kim with the open ender. He improved. He's betting. Let's see if Pierre sticks around. He won't. And neither will Steve. Bob Kim, the superhero at the table.
Future bad. Future bad.
It's a future bet on the river.
I'm telling you, when Bob Kim is under the influence, he turns into a superhero.
Already win.
His usual jamming buddy, Choy, left early tonight. Approaching the midnight hour. That means about an hour left on this stream. Thank you for hanging with us, folks.
Seat 9 fold. Seat 1 fold. Seat 3 raise.
Pocket eights for Jin.
350. Seat 4 fold.
Raise to 350. Masato is interested with king queen suited.
Fold.
WK with a fold in the small blind, and Bob Kim says let's roll
Seat 8 fold.
with queen 9 offsuit.
Seat players.
Ace, jack, deuce, 2 spades. 2 overs for Jin, but he still fires anyway.
400.
Now Masato's got a gut shot, so he's not going anywhere right now.
Seat 4 call.
Bob Kim's got nothing,
Seat 8 fold. Heads up.
so Masato's gonna need a 10. 10 does not show up. 2 pair now for Jin. Does he stay aggressive? Decides to check. This is a free look for Masato. Oh, he's not gonna have a free look. He's gonna try to take it down right now.
For that 600.
600. Quick call though from Jin with the 2 overs there. 6 of diamonds on the river. Now Masato's missed again, and every time he's missed, he's made a big bet on the river. Let's see if Jin donks. He's gonna check. Masato's gonna check behind. He won't try it this time. Pocket 8 survived all of that. And Masato does not have to show.
call.
냄새 났는데.
Flash draw got shot.
냄새 났는데. 4번 아저씨 때문에 약간 넘어갔습니다. 4번 아저씨 때문에 넘어갔습니다, 제가.
Yep, Masato's turning into a lobster now. Cheers! There you go.
Please.
Oh, he's out of whiskey. Come on, reload the man.
wait.
No more.
No more?
What time now?
Okay. Samigrai. 1 Samigrai.
It's okay. Beer is okay.
Not quite sure if Masato's got the alcohol fortitude like we know Bob Kim does. AK with KT.
Seat 1 fold. 2 fold.
Another limp coming from Pierre. He's still probably on top of that VPIP board.
Seat 4 raise.
Masato's going to raise it, though, with pocket jacks.
5, 6, 7.
Raise to 525. Bob Kim, small blind. Do you flat here? He will.
Seat 8 call.
Snap pull.
Seat 9 fold.
Marcus folding the ace-9. Pierre's going to make the call. So this pot going to 1675 real quick.
Seat players.
All the jacks are out there already. Queen 8 trade 2 hearts. Pierre with top pair. And it is Bob Kim with the nut flush draw who's firing in here.
Seat 3 call.
Masato still with the jacks. He does not believe
Seat 4
that Bob Kim has a queen. He does not. It's Pierre who's got the queen, but he's still going to make the call.
Seat players.
All the jacks are out already. Deuce of clubs on the turn. Bob Kim has missed, but he's not going to stop firing.
Seat 8 bet 2000.
That's 2,000. Pierre with a call again. And Masato probably at this point thinks he's already beat. He's folding jacks.
Heads up.
River cards, the 4 of spades. What does Bob Kim do? He's missed. Pierre gets the check mark. He decides to check. It goes check, check. And Pierre outdraws everybody.
No good. Wow.
Ace Jack.
아쉽다, 아쉽다.
아, Jacks.
Pierre now up to 52,600, so he's in the black. Bob Kim, who came in tonight playing 30K, he's still in the black
Thank you.
at 48 something. Probably the biggest winner right now in terms of gaining chips.
초반에 초이랑 승부했던 에이스 퀸이 오늘 베스트네요.
Midnight hour has struck. 12:01 a.m. in the Philippines. Once again, my name is Noel Zarate, aka Commish Erms. You're still watching Masters Poker Live. We could have about an hour left. Oh, another appearance by Big Slick. Pierre with a limp.
6 calls, 7 calls.
Steve calls with Queen 6 of diamonds. Yusuke with the ducks is in there. A call coming from Marcus. And AK is just going to check his option. So this is unraised.
Players.
Not quite sure how Pierre is going to react to this flop of Queen 7-5. Marcus now with a pair of queens and the king kicker.
3 set.
Pair of queens for Steve with a 6 kicker. He's going to fire in. Yusuke folds the ducks. Marcus going to make the call. Pierre going to make the call with the overcards. Turn cards the 3 of clubs. Pierre is still drawing.
3 set.
Steve might think he's still ahead. Now he's picked up a gut shot as well. He decides to check. Gets the free card. 3 of diamonds pairs the board. Marcus is going to get the check mark with 2 pair and a king kicker.
Sitting bet 1,000.
He's going to fire 1,000 into a 1,400 pot. Oh, does Steve make the call? Here he goes again. Coming into a raised pot. And if he makes the call, he's going to lose again. Yeah, Steve digs himself into these holes pre-flop. Oh, he's going to lose again. Kicker plays. Every time. Marcus back in the black after that. Steve continually dwindling down. Playing 30K, now down to 21. Almost a 9,000 loss.
What time? What time?
So we did start a little later. Probably playing until I would believe 1:15.
Oh, good watch.
That's just my guess, of course.
Looks expensive. Yeah, professional.
On to hand number 95.
Say 3, 4 fold, 5 fold, 6 fold.
WK has not played in 2 years.
6, 9 raise, 300.
Marcus with a raise. Nobody showing any interest. And AK is going to join in the small blind. And Jin folding the Doyles. Jack 7 versus Jack 7. Aha. First to bet. 995. 955 rather. On the flop. Rainbow board. Marcus was the initial raiser. Checks behind. Turn towards the king. Let's see if AK makes a move. He does not. Marcus will make a move now.
6, 9 bet 300.
And Jack 7 makes Jack 7 fold. Such is the beauty of playing in position. So we continue on here. This is our continuing coverage of the Masters Poker Live. Here from the Masters Poker Club in J. Bocobo Street, Malate, Manila. We are still open, and we will continue to be open until 6 a.m. I'm not sure if they serve pandesal at 6 a.m. here. That would be a good idea, though. Under the gun, raise from Masato. Playing 15,000 up to 30,000. Bob Kim with a suited ace. Got to give him some action. Oh, he's going to make a 3-bet. 1,200 from the hijack. See if Masato pulls off a 4-bet here. Again, ace queen out of position. Just making the call. Flop comes king 9-7. Bob Kim's taken the lead with middle pair ace kicker. No redraw though for Masato. Not yet at least. He's gonna fold ace queen face up. And does Masato show? No. Masato wanted more out of that hand. Look at how red Masato has become. Bob Kim wanted more out of that hand. Looks like Steve is fighting everything amusing. There you go. Point to the camera. The only thing Steve hasn't found amusing yet is every time he's in the hand, he loses. Because he's not supposed to be in the hand. He just joins, ends up hitting the board, ends up either being outkicked or outdrawn.
I'm very tired today.
Well, not much showdown today, huh?
I'm very tired today.
Now that's the Bob Kim we know. Always animated.
Later 1 a.m. you know.
No, you can see it earlier. I'm so tired today.
Unraised so far. Steve just limps it. WK has been card dead for a long time. AK says, let's see it. Oh, he makes a raise with a queen 8 of clubs. Steve is going to make the call. He's got live cards. Flop is ace 7 deuce rainbow. It's a first to bet situation again. Masato was the raiser, and Steve's going to give him credit for this. So Masato playing small ball. Oh, check that. That's not Masato. That's Ace. That's AK playing small ball. Already playing 30,000. So he's trying to make that climb. Again, Steve enters a hand. Well, for reference, the biggest loser tonight, if you will, would be Choy, because he bought in for the minimum 3 times and left the table early. So he was down 15. Bob Kim makes a raise from the +2. Pierre with a call on the button. And Steve in there as well with queen deuce. In fact, Steve has now taken the lead with a pair of deuces. Still goes check, check, check. Steve's still in the lead. Nobody's picked up anything. A redraw, though, for Bob Kim. Needs a king for a straight on this rainbow board. Don't know what Pierre is calling with. And the guy who was ahead, Steve, has folded. Oh, Pierre's going to raise it up. Now a 1-card straight on the board. It goes check, check. And Pierre's got king high. Look at the smile on the smirk. And the look of regret from Steve. Yeah. Oh, I think Steve needs a drink now. He's making the wrong decision at the wrong time. Can't fault him for it though. But what's he doing there again with Queen Deuce?
You really thought you were going to win this spot with Queen High? Yes. Wrong. Yes.
There are days like that, you know. You're right, Kai. I mean, his reaction said it all. It's like he was ahead. He got bullied out of the hand. Ah, Marcus. Ace Queen. He folded this earlier. Let's see if Pierre puts pressure on him. Just a call from Pierre, and then Masato, suited one gapper, is going to join. Oh, he 3-bet this from the button. Very crafty for the gentleman from Japan. Knows that Marcus, you put pressure on Marcus, he can actually fold, but not this time though. And Pierre's going to stick around. Oh no, he's folded. So Masato. And the flop comes Queen 10-8. Good luck making Marcus fold this one now. There's not even a spade draw. Marcus with top pair, top kicker. 2 hearts on the board though. Marcus does not have a heart. He's got a lot of heart, but he doesn't have it in the whole cards right now. 700 and the call from Marcus. Turn cards a 9. Now a 1 card straight. Masato now checks behind. River cards another queen. That's trip queens. Marcus gonna check again. Ah, Masato's given up. You would think that Masato might have made a shot on it on the turn. And Masato did not have to show either. Hey, Billy Dan Malonzo. Tagumpay Billy. He's watching right now. Give a big shout out to our friends in the poker community who have joined us here. RV Trinidad, of course, earlier, Dave Spader Kiaga, Rico de la Cruz, Hazel Timonera. Our friends from the tournament poker industry, of course. Where's the button? It's like our graphics have frozen again. Ah. So action to Pierre, who's made a call, and I believe somebody has made a raise. That is Steve with Queen 10. That's the way to do it, Steve. Take control of your own destiny. Steve's still in the red, playing 30K. Hand 100 has ended. So hand 101. If anything, I think this is the time we've played the most hands in this stream. Seven for Jin. Springs to life with a raise to 300. Masato on the hijack makes the call with 9-6 of diamonds. WK has been folding a lot. Bob Kim comes in with King Queen offsuit. Oh, he 3-bets this. Jin is up 10K, over 10K. He's going to make the call. Masato will not stick around. Jin actually has position on Bob Kim, but Bob Kim sees a queen on the flop, decides to check it. Ace, Queen 5. Jin will check behind. Turn cards of 4. Bob Kim will be happy to take this to showdown. It does go to showdown without any shots being fired on the flop. Bob Kim playing 30K, up now to 42K. Don't let the alcohol intake fool you. He's a very skilled player. Marcus seems to be struggling now with the alcohol. Cheers, guys. AK under the gun, been waiting for something big. Jin folds the suited ace. Boy, WK really can't find a hand.
Play. No
Same
chop.
time.
No chop. I give up.
Give up?
Natural nine.
What do I have?
What's this?
They won't go up against each other.
Zero coin.
Almost same hand.
Very rarely see a walk.
This is baccarat.
Okay.
I'm
Play
natural
J,
nine.
Play J, double down.
Nine.
Finish. Game over.
Play J, double down.
Bob Kim
Down.
once again returning to his role as life of the table.
I raise again. First time.
We have not seen WK play a single hand since 10 p.m. Even his big blind gets raised. Steve with a call. Finally, WK comes in with a raise to 550, ace 10 off suit. Is that going to wake up anybody here? Pierre says, I won't want to tangle with this guy. Steve is going to set mine.
뭐 드실래요 오늘?
Here comes the flop of 7-5 deuce, 2 diamonds.
집에서 먹어도 되고 식당 가서.
2 overs to Steve's cards.
소주 맥주.
Goes check, check. Turn cards a king.
소주 괜찮으세요?
저는 괜찮습니다.
Steve's going to check again.
집에 데려다 주셔야 돼요.
네.
WK has taken a pause.
맥주, 양주, 소주 섞으면 이제 다른 거.
소매까지 괜찮습니다.
700. Steve has no draw. He's just got a pair of threes. Ooh, he's going to stay sticky. River cards a 9 of spades. Steve gets the check mark. He checks again.
같이.
WK represented the king, decides not to continue, and Steve finally takes down a pot. Post flop. It's been a while for Steve.
River.
What a call on the turn, though.
Scare.
The Korean Steve, poker pro, taking some chips away from WK, the translator from Singapore. Oh, Pierre likes these hands. Suited one gapper. Limps it in. And the Sergeant Pepper jacket. Still on. Steve calls with Jack 10 offsuit. Marcus joins from the button. This is unraised. Jin has the option. Checks it. 5 players unraised. Ace 9-5. Pair of 5s for Jin, a pair of 5s for Marcus. Marcus fires. Check to him on the button. And he gets it. Looks like Marcus has unlocked the key to winning hands. Just drink with Bob Kim. You're right, Kai. I mean, Steve has been getting into all sorts of trouble playing in raised pots. This time he survives.
Later we
Five,
can
six, four,
drink.
seven, four.
Whoa, wow. WK just can't get anything. Bob Kim doesn't need cards. We know that. But he's going to fold from the hijack. Marcus, ace 7 offsuit from the cutoff.
One fold. Two, two, fold.
And whatever it is that Pierre's got, he's going to defend his big blind.
Two, nine. Two, three, check.
9-6 off. So King Jack 5, it goes check, check. Turn cards a 3. That's another club. That improves Marcus to the nut flush draw, but he continues to check.
69.
It went check, check. Again, Marcus taking down these small pots. Looks like he's some kind of a win streak here. I believe the last 3 hands he's been in.
Sorry.
Two, five, stranded.
Not much talking going on at the table right now. They can start ordering food. It's past midnight. We haven't seen any food yet. WK. Here we go. Pocket 8s. Do you want to build a snowman?
Then raise 700. Six, six, eight, six, nine, put one fold. Six, two, fold. Two, three, fold. Four, fold.
Steve, the straddler, is going to make the call on the raise. 10-5 deuce.
Okay.
Now remember, the last time Steve had a deuce, it held. This time it won't. Although WK does check behind.
Thank you.
Ace on the turn. Steve now with 2 pair. Another slide check.
Six, five, six, seven.
WK is going to check behind. King on the river. Steve's going to see what's up.
Five, 500.
Bet of only 500.
How much is yours? I don't know. Maybe like that.
10 beats you, and ace beats you.
Seven, four.
Yes, I remember we got a home party. And then after home party, my home party, and then I bring this to the 5100 table. Oh. Right?
Lucky number for Steve, according to Kai, has been the deuce.
I'm just
Oh, that time his deuce got a little help, though.
I don't know.
I'm probably going to play anything with a deuce. You think so?
No. I know that exact date,
Including
but
7 deuce?
I don't know I winning or losing. That's the winner, the one alone.
Two, fold.
Oh, it's blind versus blind.
Losing player.
Six, five, raise
Masato with a call, and then the raise, I believe, coming from Steve.
I'm losing player.
Graphics going to catch up in a bit. Oh, pocket 10s. Quick call from Masato. Flop is 8-8 tray.
Losing player. Oh, losing player. Because
Steve is going to continue. How about the call from Masato? This is going to be interesting. Turn cards a deuce. Steve can't stop now. There are no overcards to his pocket pair.
That's 700.
This could force Masato out of the hand.
I think
What is Masato putting Steve on?
And tomorrow he going
He's
to
losing to ace high.
just I don't know for a while. Maybe
There you go.
I don't know.
So Steve showing the tens.
4 hours. 2 hours.
Picking up some steam now. Steve from Korea.
Thank you.
Ah, food. No, that's beer. It's okay to eat, guys. So they're done with the are they done with the bottle already? Wow, that was quick. That didn't even last a couple of hours. Back to San Miguel for those two gentlemen.
So it's 7, 8, 9 raise 300. Sit 1 fold.
Marcus raising from early.
3 fold. Sit 4 fold. Sit 5. Fold. Sit 6 fold. Sit 3 fold. Sit 4 fold.
What's up?
Pierre's already folded. It's now on to Masato, who's made the call on the button. And it's going to be heads up. Flop is 7-7-6. No help to either. Now 2 6s on the board.
Sit 4 check.
And if this is checked down, Marcus is going to take it down.
Oh, what?
So every time Marcus has been in the hand recently,
You mean?
Maybe.
he's been able to take it down. I think Masato just flat out folded there.
Ah, chop na. Okay.
No. I mean, king high.
Ah.
King high. King is good.
Once again, you're still watching Masters Poker Live. And local time in the Philippines now 10, or make that 12:27 a.m. We usually end the stream at around this time, but since we started late, we could be moving into like a 1 a.m.-ish.
Sit 8. Sit 9 fold. Sit 8 fold. Sit 9 fold.
Ace, oh, there. I've been waiting to say this. AK for AK.
4 fold. Sit 5.
Does he get a customer?
Sit 6.
Steve is in there. Dominated this time.
Heads up.
Steve better hope a jack comes out. He saw the 8 of spades flying around. Queen 7 tray. AK will continue.
And 300.
Steve still got 2 overs though. Bet is 300.
Sit 5 fold.
And the call from Steve. Turn card's another 3. Does AK slow down? With AK, he does. Does Steve pick up on this and try to fire? No, he'll check behind.
5 check. Check out.
River card's an 8.
Chim is high, so it's winning.
Sit 1 check.
I don't know if Steve wants to take this to showdown. He is going to try to win this by betting on the river.
5 bet. 5, 600.
700 or 600. Can AK make a call? He's completely missed. Hero call with ace king. How about that?
4 cards.
Not quite sure if that was a call of boredom
So 5
or a call that he knew that he was ahead.
KTV.
Yeah.
Uno.
Uno.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Uno.
Who?
Poor Steve.
Same?
I don't know, let's check.
You ready? You ready?
Oh my
Huh?
god.
Ah, no, you pass. Ah. Ah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, kiss. Oh my god.
Sit 9 fold.
AK with AQ this time.
Are you
Sit
sure?
1 raise 350.
Okay.
Sit 2
Number
fold.
7,
Sit
number
3
7.
fold.
Raised to 350. So far, no callers.
Sit 6
Steve
fold.
calls. Oh, Pierre's actually called. And WK with pocket sixes. He's going to stay in there as well from the small blind.
KTV master.
Flop comes ace, 10, 9, all hearts. So we have 8K with top pair, the queen kicker, and a flush draw. Pair of tens for Steve. They all check it. Turn cards a 3. WK still checking the pocket sixes. And AK is going to dive in. Pierre folding the pair of 9s. Does Steve stay with a pair of 10s? He does not even have a draw, but here he goes.
You first.
Poor Steve. Dominated again. River cards the 4 of hearts. The 4th heart comes out. And AK has a queen high flush, or an ace high flush. He's got a queen in there.
I don't know.
Now, does he surmise? Could Steve have the king of hearts?
You cannot got.
He's gonna find out.
But you're small guy. You must.
Steve will fold. Again, poor Steve. Getting in there with the worst of it. Steve made a little bit of headway. He's playing 30. Went up to around 26 already. He loses this pot. Lost another one before this.
Okay, you go first, and then I go later. Okay. And let's check. Let's check.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not going to KTV. I'm joke. I'm joke.
Okay. First. Name first. Kisses.
Kisses? I don't know.
Say?
No.
No?
Okay.
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 Unraised.
What do you love?
Now, finally a raise from WK. But he's raising with the worst hand. And he still gets 2 callers. Flop is queen 4-4. Steve, this could be it for him. Could hit a jackpot here if they continue to be aggressive. WK will check. King on the turn, though. That's going to be the 3rd club on the board. Still, Steve has the 10 of clubs. That's going to improve Jin to an open-ender, though. It still goes check, check, check. 9 of clubs on the river. Jin gets the straight, but Steve gets the 1-card flush. And WK actually gets the hit. Jin will check it. Steve is going to check. Oh, it goes check, check, check. And Steve with a modest gain of 1,050. It was more of lack of aggression from everybody that led him to that 1-card flush. And the chugging continues for Bob, Kim, and Marcus. Boy, Marcus has a stack now, doesn't he? Playing 15. Looks like he's close to 40 already.
Coming here, masters.
You call KDB, not JDB. Different. JDB.
WK making a raise
It's Japanese, so KTV. Japanese KTV.
to 300.
No, you're in Japanese. So KTV, Japanese KTV, right?
Marcus only 20,000.
Where is Uno?
Thought he was up to 40 already. Those were actually the 100 chips.
Bluff.
Wow.
Bluff.
Down here, yeah.
Bluff.
Here many. Not.
Uno beside have red penguin. Red penguin.
Yeah, penguin group. Not fair. I mean,
Red penguin.
maybe.
And then
Hey guys, we're still open. I keep saying this because it's true. We're still open until 6 a.m., so you can still come on over to the Masters Poker Club right here on J. Bocobo Street, very near the Remedios Circle. Pierre limps in. Hasn't been quite the talker he was at the start of the evening. Steve calls, Bob Kim calls, AK calls. Option now on Jin, once again unraised. And the flop is 5-5-7. Marcus hits the jackpot. He has flop trips. And look at Bob Kim firing with a 7. Just a call coming from Marcus. Bunch of overs for everybody, but I'm not quite sure if anybody's going to stay. Deuce of diamonds on the turn. It still goes check now on the turn. River cards an ace. Bob Kim thinking about it, decides to check. Here's the value bet coming from Marcus. You might get paid 400 more, yes. Marcus celebrating, making money off of trips and making money out of his good friend Bob Kim. Bob playing 30K tonight, up to 41,000. Marcus gains 1,200 more. Really hasn't been any major setup hand where everybody's gonna put the chips in the middle. That's what the poker gods have been depriving us of tonight. Like any hand, they have aces versus kings. We did have a hand a few streams ago where 5 people had pocket pairs. Hey, Marcus getting a little crafty here on the cutoff with 7 deuce offsuit. You can attribute that to the alcohol, but it works. And he shows it. And it looks like Masato is done for the night. So Masato, who came in playing 15,000, leaves with about almost 30,000. So he did turn a profit. We have a seat open for the second time. Seat 4 is open. AK again. Bob Kim with a raise. Marcus is going to give him some action with ace 10 of hearts. Them again.
M.
Yeah, Massage TV. Massage TV.
AK joins with 10-8 of clubs. Flop is Jack 6-4. 2 hearts. Marcus now with a nut flush draw. Decides to check. And AK, who's got nothing, bets 400. Bob Kim, of course, going to call with the overs. Let's see if Marcus makes a check raise. He just calls. Turn cards a 5. This improves AK, though, to a gut shot. He needs a 7 to complete a straight. But everybody checks it. 3 on the river. Bob Kim with the ace king gets the check mark. AK's going to fire one more time. There's a 1 card straight out there. Oh, Marcus is thinking of making a hero call, but he won't. Well played by AK. Using position to the hilt against 2 inebriated players.
There you go.
Local time in the Philippines now, 12:40 a.m. Yeah, we did start the stream late, so we are expecting to finish at around 1:15 tonight. Looking at the table, the guy with the most chips would probably still be the two guys who bought in for 50,000. I'm not quite sure if Bob Kim was able to overtake anybody. He's above 40. So it looks like there's a raise coming from Marcus. Remember, Yusuke's in the hand, that we won't see the graphic on that.
Very strong hand. My favorite hand.
Marcus will take it down.
How many hands can you play more? I don't know.
Ba't silang husband daw po?
Only 2 hands, right?
If you want to continue between, we're going to...
Yeah, it looks like Marcus is turning back to his regular color
That's it? Okay.
Stand, okay.
after that whiskey episode with Bob Kim earlier,
Left hand?
where with the help of Masato, they consumed a bottle of whiskey
I was streaming
in less than 2 hours.
But if somebody want to play, maybe we can play downstairs.
Ah, okay.
Sit one phone. Sit one phone.
That's the hand.
Sit two phone. Sit three phone.
6.
This is Bob Kim on the chat talking about himself, I guess. Got a raise by Steve.
Seven phone.
Bob Kim defending the straddle against his fellow Korean. Flop is King, Queen, 6. First to bet. Steve continues.
Sit five, bet 500.
Let's go.
So ace deuce beating ace deuce.
Winning.
7, yeah. Thank you for press.
Nice game.
96?
Not wrong, not wrong at all. Not wrong at all.
Yeah, it's
Not quite sure if Pierre is still on top of the VPIP category. Bob Kim and Marcus have been
250.
putting in a lot of chips recently, and we looks like we could lose another player here.
Even.
Losing 5,000.
Winning. Liar. Winning.
5K. Lose.
40. How much?
Looks like 8K is bidding us adieu.
Win eh. Win 1,000 pesos.
You win? You win? You win? You win, brother?
Yeah.
I win.
Yeah. Wait. Let me count.
All right, so we are
I
at.
win, really.
Alamak. How much you win?
Are we still playing another hand? Doesn't look like we are playing another hand, though.